Miggity, miggity, mic check, 1, 2. Welcome back. Random show settings with I, your host, Agostino Zinga. Random show settings with I, your host, Agostino Zinga. What's crack-a-lacking? What's happening? What's really good? What's the deal? What's the wave? What's the situation? What's happening? What's crack-a-lacking? Welcome back. Another episode live and direct for your listening pleasure. Another episode live and direct for listening pleasure. Oh shit. I'm just looking at myself on the screen. Jesus, I am shiny, innit? I am shiny. I look like I've been dipped in a bit of olive oil, bruh. I look like I've been dipped in some oil ready to get deep fried. You know what I mean? I look like I've been dipped in some sunflower oil, some frying oil, right? Look at me, bro. Man is shining. Look at that. Hydrated, shining, healthy. Feel me? Just come back from the gym. Yeah, just come back from the fucking gym. You see that fucking bicep? You see that? You see that forearm? Right? Just come back from the gym feeling good. Well, I gave myself a little cramp there. Gave myself a little cramp. But yeah, big up everybody in the stream chat. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for joining me. Another episode of The Random Show with I, your host, Agostino Zinga. And I'm so happy, so grateful, so ecstatic, so over the moon to be sitting here talking to you from my very humble abode in my parents' basement with my fingers and palms covered. Actually, I need to cream my hands. Actually, look a bit dry. My fingers and palms covered in Cheeto dust. We're gonna get through this stream. We're gonna laugh at Brendan. We're gonna laugh at Brian. We're gonna laugh at Chris, and then we're gonna also go and laugh at P Diddy for getting arrested for being a diddler. You know how it is. Boom, bang, bang. But before we jump into all of that stuff, I've got something I want to show you guys, right? And this is something that I've always wondered how people can do this sort of stuff and I can't. Well, I've always wondered how can people do this sort of stuff and I can't, right? So, you know, one of the weirdest things about like, how do I talk about this? One of the things about doing drugs that isn't just weed, right? One of the hardest things about doing drugs where it's not weed, stuff that's a bit more, a bit more racy, let's say in the class A segment, is that it's not the kind of stuff that you can do when your other friends aren't doing it. It's better when you're doing it together, right? I think socially, weed you can probably do it on your own and your other friends could not do it and it's okay. But any other drug, if you're just doing it by yourself and your other friend isn't, it's not the greatest because your frequencies are a bit off. That's why I've always said, personally for me, I've always said that I don't really enjoy doing drugs when I'm DJing, for instance, or even drinking. I prefer to be stone cold sober and just like do my quote unquote performance, because I feel like whenever you take anything, whether it's a booze or drugs, whenever and you're performing, whether it's stand up or you're DJing or you're just playing in a fucking band, in my personal opinion, I feel like you can't give the best of yourself and you're not matching the frequency of the people watching. And personally for me, I feel like you don't get the best performance. I feel like in my personal opinion, some of my best work when I'm in the, when I'm doing my work and shit, it comes when I'm just hanging out at home, trying to make some ideas, going to record. I don't need to do it. Like if you're practicing without anything, you should obviously play without anything. That's what I basically want to say. I'm fucking waffling here. But if you practice doing the thing that you're doing without any sort of encouragement, without any sort of aids when it comes to class A's, you should also perform without that class A. I say this to say this. I've always wondered because I think I still owe fucking big up Uncle Podcast. I still owe Uncle Podcast a really sloppy stream, but I think a part of me that doesn't want to do it or can't do it is because I kind of treat this like a performance. I kind of want to do my best job here, so I come with my fucking water. I'm hydrated and shit. I don't want to do anything else. So I admire, I swear to God, I do admire the Yew Neeks of the world who can perform, who can stream completely fucked up. I can't personally do it. And I also think it's weird when it's just you and another person and you're fucked up and the other person isn't fucked up. The reason why I say this is because the one and only Comparator, the new addition to No Jumper, the new MVP, the new Rookie of the Year, Comparator, sat down with Schaub, right, to do this stream. And look at how fucked he is, right? So he's on stream, him and Sharp are sitting there having a chat, and Comparator stands up to leave to go to the bathroom. Now, you try and work out why Comparator stood up to go to the bathroom. Try and figure it out. Why do you think he left to go to the bathroom? Let's watch this clip. Big up the No Jumper subreddit.
Like, say that shit to me. But say that shit to me, bro. No, like, if you're going to say that, we take it to that point.
I'm going to take a piss. Yeah, right.
Come on, dog.
Listen. The toilet's right next to him. Listen closely.
Oh my God, man.
You hear that?
Hey, turn the water on, man. I always gotta tell you, dude.
So allegedly he's pissing, but before that you heard a little sniff, right? One more time. He's pissing super hard, by the way, splashing it right into the pool. Listen to this.
Oh my God, man. Hey, turn the.
You heard a little bit of a thing, yeah. So I can't understand how people can do that sort of shit, hanging out with friends. Like if you're just by yourself, fair enough. But when you have other people that aren't really on it, it's a bit strange. You know, you're not really in the same frequency with them. So another video that kind of, I think, highlights a bit clearer is this one, right? Let's play this one again. This one kind of highlights it as well, right? Exactly. Big up Koila right into the sink. Yeah, exactly, Koila. Big up Koila right into the sink. Am I the only person whenever I pass my sink in my house, am I the only person that sometimes will think of Brendan like, oh shit, he pisses in this shit? And many person thinks that sometimes I walk past my toilet, but fuck, you know, this guy just pisses in a sink on a regular. Like, and most sinks have like a porcelain thing, or they're plastic, or they're like steel, but it's different from like pissing in the toilet. So you have to kind of put your dick up on it. Unless you're tall enough to have your dick past it, you kind of have to have your dick flapping on the side, which is weird because you don't really have that sensation of having your dick on something. So you have to have your dick resting on something and then pissing all over the place where you wash your hands or you wash your plates. It's like, it's so disgusting. Anyway, here's another clip of Comparada deciding to, you know, midstream go and have a little sniff.
Yeah, man, this sit your excited ass down. And when you take pisses, bro, hey, listen, dog.
Oh, turn the water. All right, my bad, bro.
I gotta teach you some game.
Oh, you do that all the time? Like,
No.
To be fair, it's not Comparada's fault as well, isn't it? Schaub's got a house where the toilet's right next to the fucking streaming room. It's a bit difficult.
I don't even use this bathroom. I
when you don't stream,
I don't even use this bathroom, bro. Y'all motherfuckers use it.
Anyway, I'll just say that to say Comparada is an absolute legend. I love the fact that, you know, he still gets on it. And if the funny thing about him is that supposedly this Comparada guy owns a couple weed dispensaries and shit. It's like, I don't understand how people like can own businesses and, you know, high flying executives while being like functional addicts. Like, or is it functional addicts or whatever that term is? It's like, how? And just imagine how much greater you'd be if you didn't do that stuff. Imagine how much greater you would be if you just laid off all that stuff completely. I don't know. I don't understand some people, but hey, I guess it is what it blood clot is. Anyways, moving on. Yo, big up Josie. What's good, Josie? Hope you're well, my dear. Big up Joe MIA. I see you there. I see you, Squiggy. Big up Sarlux, Koila, my guy. Big up David Guerrero. Big up Apex Puta. Big up Don Dotter. Hope you're well as well. Long time no see. Hope you are well. Big early in the stream chat. I appreciate all of you. I'll see Pre-Ban for Loco as well. Yeah, long time no see. Pre-Ban for Loco. What's good? Okay, moving on. This stream. Oh yeah, Darsky the Flow. What's good, Darsky the Flow? What's happening, my guy? What's good? Let's continue. Have you guys seen this? Pick up the Find the Kids subreddit. Look at this. This is fucking brilliant, right? Residency of L's. So I guess this is meant to say what you call it? Residency, right? Residency. Remember that residency thing that Brendan was going on about? And I'm honestly perturbed by this because I didn't know it was this bad. Bro. Look at the amount of L's. Look at the amount of fucking L's, bro. I did not know it was this bad. Look at this shit. March 2024, somebody catalogued all the L's in March. The 2nd of March, 1 L already on the Saturday. Papa's debut as bare knuckle commentator, quote unquote, meat beaters. By the way, that bare knuckle commentator fucking thing, debut, was horrendous. To be honest though, probably the best thing that's ever happened to them in terms of exposure. I think a lot more people watch their fights and shit because I think it streams directly on Kick, innit, right? People don't probably keep attention to anything, but to be honest, it's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer to watch bare knuckle MMA than bare knuckle boxing. is quite decent. I quite enjoyed it. Brendan obviously was absolutely terrible at it, unfortunately. Again, just another example that just because you're professional or former professional or what you did previously, it doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. You see a lot in football, especially here in the UK. A lot of people in football will kind of like begrudge fans for getting over analytical about a certain topic or thinking they know certain things. But Brendan to me is proof. Being a former professional doesn't mean you know what you're talking about, because he was pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty shit. But that was one. Tuesday the 5th of March, you got called out by bare knuckle heavyweight main event loser for hating. Yeah, that I forgot his name, but that main event heavyweight guy called out Brendan on his Instagram, I think, and then Brendan got him on a chat to kind of talk to him via live on the Schaub show, and it didn't go well either. That guy clearly doesn't rate Brendan, clearly thinks he's a bit of a dickhead, and it was a bit of a weird conversation. Like there was a lot of like static there. Brendan tried to like big bro him, he tried to like make a joke out of it, but the guy wasn't going for it at all. He didn't like the disrespect, and I think it's more of a, as Brendan would say, it's a fraternity, right? For fraternity, right? As Brendan would say. But I think the fraternity of fighters, I think there is an unwritten rule that you don't talk bad about another fight, especially if you're ex fighter and you're commentating. You're meant to have a bit more tact. You're meant to have a bit more understanding, because you know how hard it was. You've been there. You've been in camps. You've been in a ring before. You've got knocked out. Like, you know how hard it is. So you're meant to approach it with a bit more tact. But Brendan, in it, like, he just talks. You know, he just goes. So clearly, he makes enemies wherever he fucking walks. Great to see. On the 8th, on the Friday, roasted by Mint 400 announcers for being last. Yeah, that was funny. They were talking about him fucking doing the donuts, right? That was an amazing clip. I think I played it for you guys, where he's trying to, it looks like he's going fast, but then as he's approaching the camera, the car isn't going that fast. It's like maximum 50 miles per hour. And me reading between the lines, I got the feeling that most likely Brendan didn't know how to change gears on the manual. So because he didn't know how to change gears on the manual, he was stuck at a maximum speed of like 30 to 50 miles per hour. I think that's why he was driving that slow. That's my theory. Maybe the dune buggy can only travel a certain distance. Maybe it only goes a certain speed anyway. I'm not really too sure. But I think the reason why he was traveling so slow is because he couldn't get it out of second or third gear. Fucking incredible. It continues. On the 11th, Kibitech denies the association with collab with Brendan. This is the one that I didn't like. I mentioned it before in the stream, but I think Kibitech was super lame for this. So Kibitech posted a clip of Brendan, I think, or something on their Instagram, and then somebody in the comments was like, "Oh, I can't believe you're sponsoring this Redact, right?" And then Kibitech was like, "Oh, we don't sponsor anybody. He just buys our product, something like that." They kind of denied, basically denied Brendan, and personally, I didn't like it. You can't use Brendan's clips or use him for for clout and exposure. Then people ask you about it, you try and distance yourself from him. No. You're clearly fond of him. You let him record in your garage and shit. Like, that was a pure dickhead move. I didn't like that at all from Kibitech. I thought that was really, really lame. If you don't want to be associated with him, don't let him film in your fucking place. Don't extend the olive branch. Don't retweet his stuff like the donut channel. That donut channel has never posted a single thing of Brendan's, even though he's been trying really hard to get their attention, wearing their t-shirts, wearing their hats. That donut YouTube channel has not done a single thing about trying to promote Brendan. Maybe they haven't seen it, or mostly they're like, you know what, we don't want to be associated with that Redact. But Kibitech, you can't try and clout check, or you can't try and jump on the clout and get some clicks, and if people ask you about it, you feel like ashamed and you kind of diss yourself. I didn't like that. I fucking hated that. So fuck Kibitech for that one. Actual mid 400 trug racer confirms Bappa lied. That I don't remember. I don't remember the 12th one. I don't remember what happened there. Movie trailer with Theo and Bobby Lee drops. Oh yeah, true. Before Bobby Lee and Theo have got a film coming out. Brendan nowhere to be found. L on that one. Theo Ross Bappa on Tiger Belly. That was funny. Backflip opens for Burt during arena tour. Yeah, that's true. So, what's his name? Chappelle Lacey is on tour now with Burt Kreischer in it, which is pretty cool. He's opening for him. So again, like, everybody that leaves Brendan's orbit, they just succeed, innit? They just go succeed. Like, I think Chappelle got passed at the Comedy Store. Now he's going on tour with Burt. Again, Burt isn't the funniest, but still the exposure, the fact that he's super famous and shit, the fact that he's doing all arenas, all that stuff is going to be good for an up-and-coming comedian like fucking Chappelle Lacey. So that is fucking brilliant. So big up Chappelle in that regard. Kast Media files for bankruptcy. Really? Holy shit, when did that happen? Kast Media files for bankruptcy. Huh? When did I miss this? Oh yeah, big up Engine Ranger. Big up Engine Ranger. Appreciate it, brother.
Kib Tech also went, why are you concerned with what another man does? Hey, why don't you eat a fat one, huh? It's a free country and my First Amendment right, huh, strong patriots?
Yeah,
Etatic.
exactly, Angel Ranger. I thought personally they were super lame for that. Super lame. Like fuck Kiwi Tech for that. Super lame. Like don't, you know what I mean? Like yeah, fuck Kiwi Tech. Fuck Kiwi Tech. Absolute donut brand. But yeah, Brendan's still gonna wear them because he wants to like get free shit. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Big up Angel Ranger. Appreciate it, brother. So Kast Media filed for bankruptcy. I did not know this. Podcast firm that went viral for missing payments files for bankruptcy. Podcast producer Kast Media filed for Chapter 11 accusations. Comedian Phil on his ord. Jesus, Brendan, man. Brendan is a horrible friend, isn't it? Brendan's the kind of friend where like, well, I got my thing. So I'm done. Theo still hasn't got his 400 plus £1,000. Brendan got his millions and just dipped. Jesus Christ, Brendan. The worst friend, isn't it? He brought you on board. Allegedly, Brendan is the one that brought Theo on board at Kast Media. Kast Media scams both of them, gives Brendan the money first for re-signing with Podcast One, and then he sayonara's Theo. Love it. A podcast production company was accused by comedian Theo Vaughn and others of owing them money, has filed for bankruptcy in California. Kast Media Inc., which historically produced and placed ads and shows, filed a Chapter 11 for small businesses. It had nearly $700,000 in total assets and more than $6.3 million in liabilities. God damn it. According to the balance sheet, Kast included in Wednesday's filing. Multiple podcasters last year accused Kast and its chief executive Colin Thompson of falling behind in payments to shows and companies he worked with in YouTube with more than 1.7 million views. One said Kast owes various podcasters $4 million in payback. So the only person that's got paid back so far is Brendan. Everyone else is still waiting for their money. Kast owes Vaughn's company $456,398, according to the bankruptcy petition, which is signed by Thompson. The company also listed other debt that is described as being related to the podcast content. The case in Kast Media number. Honestly, man, like what it is to be a rich kid, right? Rich kid like gets money from his parents to start this podcast advertising company thing, absolutely runs it into the ground. Files bankruptcy, is gonna go again, innit? Like some people just get all the chances in life, and some people just get all the fucking chances. He's going to get another chance to start another company, fuck up the money again. Like, God almighty, bro. How do these people keep getting away with it? How did they can't stop getting away with this shit? They can't keep getting away with this shit, man. God damn it. Anyway, continuing on. So, we got that one. The Kast Media. 21. Redacted YouTuber threatens what? Blitzkrieg on Bappa's channel. Oh, that's unique, isn't it? I love how much I think I might be closer. I'm not too sure what I don't really like check my post, or I don't really see people posting my stuff on the Reddit, but I think I'm the only person the only person the Fighting the Kids subreddit hates more than Yew Neek is probably me, or who else? Who's the other guy? What's his name? The T5K channel. I forgot what he's called now. I think he's called like Comedy Roast now. But the Fighting the Kid subreddit, they fucking hate Yew Neek, innit? They hate him so much. I don't know why, man. He's blessed, bro. I know, he gets a bit slurry and he goes on some tangents sometimes, but as a content creator covering all this shit, he does a pretty good job, I think. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think? What's the verdict on the stream chat about Yew Neek? I quite like him. Again, I just like the chaos. I like the chaos of him. I think he's necessary to exist. I don't really mind him in the slightest. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind him in the slightest. What do you guys think about Yew Neek? What's the verdict on Yew Neek? What's the verdict on my nigga Yew Neek? Yew Neek is off that drank. German is comedy podcast. Roast, thank you. Coiler and Apex. Oh, big up Case of Moses. What's good, my guy? Hope you're well. What's good? Can't understand him, but he's cool. Big up Young Old Vibes. Appreciate you, my dear. Hope you're well. I want to like him more than I do. Makes a great foil for Papa, and I cite him in my copyright disclaimer. Yeah, exactly. Yew Neek is a red-headed stepchild of the Papa-verse. Yeah, it's a good way to describe him, Queso Moses. That's a great way to describe him. Shades Cow, a bit slurry. He passes out on Xanax every night. I had to stop enabling. Nah, man, continue enabling, bro. Shades Cow, this is the content world. You don't come on here for fucking professional CNN, Fox type reporting, man. You come on here for nonsense. You come on here for hear me scream about fucking what's his name? About Crackamico, you know, getting all hyped up about a fucking diss song. You come to fucking Yew Neek for the slurs. You don't come on here for professionalism. Enable the Shades Cow. Enable the degeneracy. Enable the degeneracy. Embrace the degeneracy. Embrace the chaos. Embrace the freak shit. Embrace the fuck shit. Come on. Yew Neek until the end. Let's continue. Vulcan Residency cancelled after one show. This to me might be the pinnacle of the redactedness, because I don't know about you, but do you guys remember the clip I played? Do you guys remember the clip I played when they were at the live show and Brian tries to make like a ha hee joke, but he's being serious. He looks up at the crowd, or he looks up at the fucking balcony, and there's no one there, right? So the main floor is kind of packed, but they couldn't sell out any of the seats at the top. So he kind of makes jokes about it. Oh, it's kind of empty. So if that's the case, right, why the fuck would you book a second show so close after the first one, or so soon after the first one? That was another example of just these guys being money hungry, not really trying to put on a good show for the fans. Like, there's no need to rush and do a second show. Take your time, maybe reassess what's going on, maybe try and get a smaller venue, maybe try and bring some more guests, whatever you need to do to kind of make the show, you know, a bit better. But you don't do it so soon. And they did it so soon only to do a cash grab. That's it. And obviously it failed straight after, but that was one of the most dumbest moves I've ever seen. And I love how everybody in the community, everybody in the Bappaverse fucking watcher view world, from the T5K subreddit to you guys on here to the Discord, everyone was saying the same thing. This is gonna get cancelled. This is gonna get cancelled. This is gonna get cancelled. And guess what? They cancelled it, and then Brian Callen had to be the one, as always. Whenever they cancel something, especially that they're both doing, Brian's the one to explain. Brian took all the bullets. Brian was a sacrificial lamb. He was a human shield. He put himself out there. He made a video, but he was no T-Fat-K. They sat down. He was talking the most. Then he made that video when he's in like his hotel room or something, talking about it. That was hilarious. I fucking loved it, man. That was so funny. Brian like, oh my god, I just remembered my wife is having a baby. Like, he had no idea his wife was having a baby, and then they cancelled it. Love it. Rock Cold trolls Bappa with complete. Oh yeah. That was true. That Rockhold troll was really good. Luke Rockhold, when he did the fucking donut in a car, and he actually looked really good. Brings up assassination attempts while interviewing politician. Yeah, that was that was really good as well. And then Rogan confirms Joe Diaz residency at the mothership. Yeah. To be fair, I don't think the residency of Joey Diaz has anything to do with fucking Brendan. To be fair, I don't think it has anything to do with it, really and truly. But you know, that was still funny. Big up Fetty Wap Pharmaceuticals.
Is Drake ever gonna respond to K. Dot or just more memes? He's got energy for Meek Mill and Megan Thee Stallion, but not Kendrick.
Well, so big up Fetty Pharmaceuticals. That's a hard one, brother, because I feel like Drake is in a lose-lose situation here, because he has to come back at somebody who people regard as one of the best rappers in the game at the moment, right? Kendrick Lamar. But he also has to come back at Travis Scott, Future, Rick Ross, and a whole bunch of people, because since that Drake record came out, that Kendrick record came out, or since that Kendrick feature came out on the Future and Metro album, everybody now has come out the woodwork and sort of like picked a side, whether it's Metro and Future or whether it's Drake. So he has a lot of people to go after. So I don't think it's a quick thing. It's not a quick turnaround thing. You have to blast a bunch of people, so it's going to take a bit longer. Or there's a part of me that thinks Drake doesn't take Kendrick seriously, because I think if you've paid attention, Drake always mentions stuff like, oh, certain people aren't active, right? Do you know what I mean? I'm always active. I'm dropping music every other year or every year. I'm touring. I'm doing features. So I think Drake doesn't respect people like Kendrick, who can just take 5 years off and then come back again. Do you know what I mean? Because he's not like competing with the current people at the times. He's just, you know, the time off, you know, it makes people want you even more. It maybe kind of skews how they look at your work and your projects. But with Drake, he probably feels like he's always under scrutiny. He's always having to compete with the person who's the hottest at the moment, right? He's having to compete with the Yeats, with the Playboy Cartis, you know, with all these young kids coming up. It's fucking wild. So Kendrick doesn't really have to do that. So maybe that's why he hasn't responded. Maybe deep down, Drake doesn't really respect Kendrick and thinks he takes the easy way out. He's like, you know what, fuck this. Personally, for me, I'm in a minority here, but I don't really give a fuck about diss records and shit. I swear to God, I much prefer the music. So in the ideal world, I would prefer it if Drake and Kendrick were friends, so that we could have better music. Because them two collaborating together would be fucking phenomenal. Them two doing a tape together would be fucking phenomenal, right? So it's a shame that we won't get that because, you know, rap beef or whatever is going on. Even the future stuff. It's a shame we're not going to get another What a Time to Be Alive because, you know, allegedly Drake and Future are beefing over a girl. Metro Boomin doesn't like Drake because of some internal thing. I don't know. I'd much prefer it if everybody just got along. Personally, for me, I'd much prefer if everyone got along. But unfortunately, you know, they don't, and here we are. But I don't expect a Drake reply anytime soon. I don't expect one anytime soon, to be fair. No time soon. If it does come out, it'll be part of a single, part of another EP thing. But he's still touring. I don't think he's gonna take time off tour to write a diss record. I don't know. I don't see it happening anytime soon, to be fair. So don't hold your breath on that one. Don't hold your breath on that one. Okie dokie. Let's continue on, my friends. Let's continue on. Let's make this one. Was it Brendan Schaub talks about comedy and work ethic? Let's talk about this. Yeah, this should be good. Let's see Brendan talking about. This is an old clip, by the way. This is an old clip, as you can see, with Chappelle Lacey there. But let's see how this happens. I also find this hilarious too, right? I find it's hilarious because the Fire and the Kid was always two people, and then I guess because Brian got cancelled for that rape allegation, he had to kind of, you know, disappear because the ads were gonna run away. They got Chappelle involved. Yo, big up A or Elmi, big up you.
Bean and cheese and tater tots at the Residency.
Yeah, exactly. Bean and cheese and tater tots. To be fair, I guess most I would assume most comedy clubs, that's what they serve, right? I'd assume most comedy clubs serve some sort of bean and cheese thing, right? Maybe a bean and cheese melt, like a little pasty. Maybe a bean and cheese toasty, maybe a bean and cheese dip, or maybe a bean and cheese tortilla. And then most likely they'll also serve tater tots, right? You'd assume so, right? Every comedy club will have tater tots and something to do with bean and cheese. You would assume so. Again, I could be wrong. But I think that's the case. I think every comedy club has that. Tater tots and bean and cheese. Tater tots and bean and cheese. Anyways, big up A. Elmi, appreciate you, my friend. Let's go. B. Schaub talks about comedy. What was I going to say? I find this clip hilarious, or this layout, or this lineup, because if I remember correctly, Brian got kicked off or left voluntarily the TFAT case pod because he got cancelled because of that rape allegation and all the sexual harassment shit, right? Which he probably did, allegedly, because the ads weren't going to, you know, stand by the pod if he didn't do that. And then they brought on Chappelle Lacey and Malik. But then I guess Brendan didn't have the guts to fire Chappelle when Brian came back. So they pretended to make it like a freeway show, which didn't really work, to be honest, to be fair. Yeah, but let's play the clip anyway.
Might be that, but also with stand-up.
Well, let's play again. Let's go back. With stand-up. Imagine Brendan talking about the business of stand-up nowadays, man. It's so funny, man, how things fucking turned out, innit? Oh, what's happening there? What's that? Why is it doing that for? Come on, bro. There we go.
Stand-up, like, I'm in Vegas this Thursday, Friday, but with stand-up, it's like I can do the work and prepare for it and take out the variables. Like, yeah, you might get a crowd who's tired on Saturday night or loud, but for the most part, like, you failing as a comic is due to you not putting the work in.
Oh, I wonder what he'd say to himself now. Brendan said back then, you failing as a comic is down to you not putting the work in. This is probably the worst era of Brendan, when he started to equate like hustle and working hard as like a metric of being good at stand-up. Because I think, which I don't blame him for, look at most comedians, right? Most comedians are like slobs, right? Most comedians are variations of Bert Kreischer. They're like these adult man babies, right? Middle-aged white men. Most of them grew up with, you know, some level of wealth anyway. So, you know, nothing's really, they're not ever living on a breadline, really, to be honest, because there's always somebody to pay your rent, to pay your car, to pay your fucking, you know, phone bill. Weirdness going on, right? Grown adults who have literally borrowed money from their parents. Fucking bizarre. I haven't borrowed a fucking dollar from my parents since I was probably 18 or something, right? So these guys are like not really your conventional grown-ups in that regard. They're not like you and I, right? They don't really have responsibilities or pressures and that. It's a bit weird all over the place. But but still, I would say the art form of like comedy or stand-up comedy, it's not really about how hard you work. It's really annoying, I think, personally for me. It's kind of like singing. It doesn't matter how hard you sing or how hard you try. Either you can sing or you can't, or it's either you can sing well or you can't. You can maybe perfect how you sound, but you can't suddenly sound like Brian McKnight if you're not born with it. So I think with comedy it's similar. If you don't have it, you don't have it. There's nothing really you can do to kind of craft yourself into a stand-up comedian. You can maybe get funny at delivering your lines, but in the essence, it's hard to kind of like, change what you are. So Brendan, I think early on, he saw a lot of success because he was hustling. He was trying a lot. He was going up and doing a lot of spots, touring all the time, whatever. But over time, that doesn't matter, because if you're not improving, you're not getting better, you're not funnier, it doesn't matter how hard you're working. It just is what it is. So I wonder what he'd say now that he's quit comedy.
Also with stand up, like I'm in Vegas this Thursday, Friday, but with stand up, it's like I can do the work and prepare for it and take out the variables. Like, yeah, you might get a crowd who's tired on Saturday night or loud, but for the most part, like you failing as a comic is due to you not putting the work in. Right. So and obviously you were like, dude, it's gonna take a while before your headline. I'm like, no, I get that. That doesn't scare me, but I know that you want to talk about work. I'm not scared of work.
No.
So
again, no mention of funny. He's always talking about work. He's always talking about hustle. He's always talking about effort. No mention of funny. And I think it's the same with athletics. So honestly, I think there's this assumption in athletics that if you just work hard at something, you're just going to get an elite level. No, you have to also be skilled. You also have to have a little bit of like competence, a little bit of like coordination, whatever, perception, balance, all these things. You can't just learn them off. It doesn't work like that. But I think nowadays people have this, and I think it depends what you want. I think if you just want to have like a decent enough podcast career where you're funny on a podcast, you could probably train yourself into becoming quite funny on a pod and having rehearsed lines or saying certain things. Cool. But on stage, it's like a whole different beast, bro. Like, and again, I've watched enough stand-up nowadays because of the stream, not because I've had any sort of interest in it, really, to be honest. And I've kind of noticed, really, especially if you watch Kill Tony, like, it's almost depressing. Kill Tony is almost depressing, bro, to see the people get up on stage on Kill Tony and be like, yeah, I've been doing this for 10 years, and they are trash. So it goes back, like, that whole thing that, comedians say about, oh, yeah, you need 10 years to be good. Yeah, but you have to be good first, you have to have something there. You don't just get 10 years from like being a nobody, all of a sudden you're being a funny comic to touring the world. Like some of those guys and girls that get on Kill Tony, you're like, fucking hell, bro, you're wasting your time. Unless obviously you're doing it as a hobby, which I don't think people do nowadays. I don't think anyone does stand up as a hobby. I think they all do it because they want to become the next fucking Dave Chappelle. But if you're doing stand up as just a hobby, a way to kind of get out, go on stage, improve your self-confidence, make new friends, especially if you're like me and you like nightlife, because I think the thing about comedy, which is probably good to get into if you want to stand up, is like I like to DJ and stuff, but I also I like to go clubbing. But I've realized over time that even I'm not really up with the times. I don't really have the energy to go and club and party all the time. But if you want to have friends, associates in the nightlife scene, maybe the only other way to do it, outside of becoming a fucking beer guy, right, getting into fucking brewery shit and brewing your own beer and all that fucking nonsense, the only other way to kind of get nightlife friends is probably to do stand-up or just do open mics, like I don't know, like singing and shit. That's how you kind of maybe meet nightlife friends. But if you're not funny, you're not funny, basically. Let's continue.
If I can put together an hour set and figure this thing out, like, and I can control the variable, where in the UFC, dude, I can't control the variable. I'm fighting fucking Travis, a killer dude.
No, but that's the same thing though. He's trying to say you can't control the variable in stand-up because you're fighting killers, but it's the same thing in stand-up. You can't control the variable of whether or not you have it or not. And I go back to what Irish Shafir said one time. I think he was subtweeting Brendan. I remember Irish Shafir basically saying that it's almost impossible to go from like a 30-year-old somebody that's doing one thing all of a sudden being stand-up, especially if you've never been the class clown or the funny guy. And I don't think Brendan ever was the funny class clown guy. And personally, this is a weird thing to say, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being a really good funny person on a podcast. Some of the best, like for instance, what's his name? Andrew Santino. Andrew Santino is probably a very ordinary stand-up comedian, but Andrew Santino on podcast is fucking hilarious, bro. He's really fucking funny. And I don't think there's anything bad about just being a funny dude on pods. There's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, if you can cash grab, make a bit extra money, going on tour, doing stand up, cool. But I think nowadays, considering how fucking, popular pods are, doubling down on your podcast and just being funny on there shouldn't be a problem. That shouldn't be a bad thing. Why would you, why would you try and chase something that obviously isn't for you? Like, there's no need for it.
And I might be really good, but I can't control. I can't control anything he does.
Yes.
On stage, I can. You're like a lion tamer, dude.
That's true.
I can
alone and-
control it.
Yeah.
Yo, big up NJ Ranger. Appreciate you, my friend.
I got one that'll clear David Lucas's special. David Lucas, IDK, why you're cutting up about Lizzo. If Noah's Ark was around today, he'd pair you two off.
Big up NJ Ranger. You're fucking. I'm not gonna get into no fat shaming on my thing, no fat shaming. But big up NJ Ranger. No fat shaming, no fat shaming. So I'm just picturing Lizzo and fucking David Lucas kissing, and it's like, do you know what I mean? Just like some width. Anyway, I don't know why I pictured that in my head. The first one I pictured of is David Lucas and Lizzo kissing. I was like, anyway, let's continue. Big up NJ Ranger. I appreciate you.
And also, I'll take
up to you.
And I'll take my L's at the Comedy Store, following you or Joey did stuff like that. All right, like I'm figuring it out, man.
Yeah, but no, you're not figuring it out. That's the thing. He should never have figured it out at the Comedy Store. He should have always figured it out on the open mic circuit, smaller clubs, in front of people he didn't like. I don't think he would have improved that much, but I think it would have been better for his career. But again, you can't go from, like, imagine starting doing theaters in your first 2 years of doing comedy. If I would also cancel. Like, I don't blame him for canceling shows so much. He was doing theaters in the first 2 years of doing stand-up comedy. So imagine going from that to performing in like a comedy club in a shopping mall somewhere, and you only sell 10 tickets and there's 50 tables, or 50. Imagine 50 covers, whatever it means, right? Like, nah. I think I would also cancel. I might also quit. But he would have done himself such a big favor if he just would have started off the normal way, playing in front of crowds that don't know him, doing open mics, doing random spots around the place. But he didn't want to do that. He went to look. He went to look the part by playing at a comedy, comedy store when it was around, doing the Laugh Factory, the Ice House. Like, you went to look the part with all these guys. But it's like, I'd honestly I'd love to be a fly on the wall back in those days when Brennan had to follow Joey and all those guys with the comedy he already has. Imagine what that must have looked like. One of the worst things Brendan ever done, I think, in his career was putting his comedy online. He should have never done that. He should have done the Bobby Lee and never put anything online, anything. The moment he put his stuff online is the moment at the beginning of the year. The people saw like, hold on, is this guy actually, this is what? This guy's fucking horrible.
Yes.
But then enough time goes by, it's like, all right, I'm a lion tamer. You don't think I've seen, like, now I've been doing it over 6 years. You don't think I've seen these type of lines before? You guys don't scare me. I know how this is going to go. I know exactly how this is going to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's going to go good.
Yeah,
and then if the one line gets out of control and wants to roast or something, I've been doing it long enough now where I can handle that. Or if the crowd's really tired,
I think the other
might be that, but
it's gonna go good. It's gonna go good, he said. Oh, famous last words. It's gonna go good. Bless him, man. Bless him, bless him, bless him. And to be honest, it hasn't been the same ever since, has it? It hasn't been the same ever fucking since. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? It kind of is what it kind of is. Let's continue on. We have another thing. This is another funny clip.
Good for 10.
Sorry. Brennan's saying about working with fucking crappy comics, right? Let's hear this one. This is another good one. Again, this is all before he quit, right? This is the arrogance before he quit and how boastful he was, right? How cocky he was, how sure he was of his own career when, a year later, he's like, I'm gone. So let's play this one. This is a fucking hilarious one too. This is a really good one too. So pick up this one. Schaub has issues working with bad comics. Let's play this one. This should be a good one. This should be a fucking good one. Let's hear Brendan Schaub's thoughts on performing with bad comics. Which I think he has a place. He has a right to say this because, again, watching Kill Tony, there's many, many bad comics in stand-up. But it's just funny coming from him. Let's hear what he has to say.
For 10 years, but write every day.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, I would be happy
Come to me.
to look at it because it won't make a difference anyway, and maybe she'll be great.
My asshole go like this. Bro, we're dying down here, Poppy.
Do you ever use openers in like local cities? Do you ever use openers?
Sometimes.
It's hit or miss.
It's
Dicey.
I'm
very
not
hit
going
or
to say
miss.
what city, but we had this guy.
It's very hit or
and
miss.
You can usually tell, like right when they come in, as you're talking to them, if it's going to go well or not.
I'll slide my Uggs on, right? I'll have my Air 15 like this. I have my Zero Dark 30 night vision like this. My big dick's right there still.
yeah.
This guy comes in and we're just talking, and he's like just throwing out like these big name references.
I was in Austin, Texas a few weeks ago visiting my friend Joseph Rogan.
And I'm like, oh, cool. And he's
Can you imagine seeing Brendan perform live and he's just name dropping fucking Joe Rogan in there? How much of a shit show that would be. You're going to watch Brendan Shaw perform live and he's name dropping Joe Rogan. It's like, bruh, come on, man. Give us a break. Give us a fucking break with this Joe Rogan loving shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, even in my friendship groups, if there's somebody that mentions somebody too often, you sometimes tell them to shut the fuck up. Like, stop sucking this guy off. And these guys have no shame. Just because he's famous. Or just because he's rich. It's like, bruh, like, stop mentioning his name every fucking 2 minutes. I think I'd love if somebody to collate all the fucking T-Fat-K episodes and see how many episodes of T-Fat-K where they don't mention Joe Rogan. I'd love to see it. How many episodes where they just don't mention him? I bet you it's in the low double digits.
a little older, and he's like, "You're a dad, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, 2 kids." He's like, "Yeah, I'm a dad too." I'm like, "Cool." And then he's talking. I'm like, "Something seems off." I go, "How long you been doing stand-up?" He goes, 8 years. 8 years. Well, I took 5 years off. So, but 8 years total. I went, well, 3.
That would be 3.
And he goes, "Well, no."
Yeah.
On stage 3. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, 3." He's like, "Yeah, I guess, but 8." And I went, "Sure, 8. Yeah, have fun."
Have fun.
This is my impression from every show.
I can tell you what it is. I can tell you what it is.
You come back
Watch
in.
this. Crowd is tight.
Dude,
am I right?
Dude, walk in and go, just, they're tight, man. They're tight. Tight. Every show, they're tight. They're tight. But then you'd watch everyone do really well and then just had no awareness. Like, I don't think it's a crowd, dude.
You gotta know.
Mexican cookie, what are you talking about? It's like a chocolate chip with sauce all over it? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Chocolate chip with salsa over it, bro. How can you write that joke and think that's the one? Mexican cookies, chocolate chip. How can you think that's the one? What was the equivalent of like a black cookie? A chocolate chip cookie with what? Like peri peri sauce on it? A chocolate chip cookie with like hot sauce on it or something? Is that what you would say? A chocolate chip cookie with 2 chicken wings on it. A chocolate chip cookie with a bit of watermelon on it. Oh, fucking hell, Brendan, man. What a fucking horrible joke.
The audience
helps from your peers. The audience will let you know, but you want approval from your peers, especially an older guy.
The question is, did it have to be a special?
No.
That's the real question.
No.
Rarely I'll see somebody
who's been doing it a long time.
But very rarely I'll see somebody and I say this to him. I go, you could be really good. Take yourself seriously. That's all I say.
You said that to Chappelle?
I said that to Chappelle.
Said it to me?
I don't think anybody should take anything these guys say seriously at all, man. Again, they're just not the worst. Like, I understand because they're all friends. It's hard to tell your friend when you're doing a bad job. I know I don't do it. I think I've mentioned it before in the stream, right? I think the conclusion that we said, just let them be. But I remember, I think I mentioned a question on the stream like, if you had a friend that was, what do you say? Ryan Joseph, AZ, it's so crazy. Schaub was at the Comedy Store in 2017. He started solo comedy in 2016. Exactly. You see what I mean? If what Ryan Joseph is saying is true, he was always destined to fail. He had no right performing at the Comedy Store, especially on those lineups he was on after a year in comedy. He had no right. And to be honest, it did him a disservice. You know what it is? that I would say, and I think I don't blame Joe Rogan for this, but I think unfortunately for Joe Rogan, this is definitely a reason why people don't respect or don't kind of listen or pay attention to Rogan when he says someone's funny, because these guys platform so much shit. If you're cool with them and they like you, they'll just start blowing smoke up your ass and start telling everybody you're the greatest when you're horrible. So I think the Brendan Schaub era, the Burt era, for lack of a better, even maybe Tom, even though I think Tom's funny on stage, I think that era has kind of tainted all of those guys' endorsements on who's good and who's funny, who's not. Because now you can't take them seriously. Because for a long time, do you remember, guys? Pay attention. I'm probably gonna go back to the archives to try and find the clips. But do you guys remember, for a long time, Rogan will be saying things like that on a podcast, like, "Oh, people only don't like Brendan because he's big and handsome, because he's big and handsome and shit. That's why they don't like him. But he's really funny." Like, what? They used to gaslight us, the audience. They used to gaslight us and make me think, oh yeah, you guys just don't get it. You guys just hate him because he could take your girl. You guys just hate him because he reminds you of a bully back in school. It's like, what? So they spent all these years platforming these fucking idiots, only for us to be proven right. Most of them are fucking, like, most of Rogan's friends are fucking shit at comedy. Most of them are terrible. There are some good ones, but most of them are fucking like, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Fuck off. That's incredible, bro. He started in 2016 and he's already performing at the Comedy Store in 2017. No wonder other comedians didn't like him. No wonder other comedians didn't like Brendan so much. Imagine how pissed off you'd be if that was the case. Imagine how pissed off you'd be. This guy starts comedy a couple of days after you, and then suddenly he's performing at the Comedy Store. Like, fuck that shit. But again, what do I know? Absolutely nothing. Okay. Absolutely nothing. Anyway, continue on. Big everybody tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. So make sure you smash that like button down below, and I will be really, really excited. Be at Ryan Joseph. I went back to today and found Chris's first episode. It was December 2016. On that episode, Schaub said he started solo in 2016. Fucking November, like, honestly, man. I get what Rogan did, because they're your friends. Why wouldn't you try to help your friends out? But he did Brendan a real disservice, man. He should have let him, like, you know, marinate a bit longer, because when he popped out doing the stand up that he was doing, L. Anyway, let's continue on here. Let's play this clip. Dana White talks about Joe Rogan's contribution to the UFC. Actually, talking about Joe Rogan, we've got a clip here that features Joe Rogan, courtesy of the fucking Joe Rogan subreddit. So let's play this clip. This clip should be pretty good to check out. What's happening here? Am I on screen? Can you guys see me? Why is the video conked out? What's happening here? Is the video conked out? Can you guys see me? Okay, there you go. Jesus Christ, bro. For some reason, the computer's being it should be. Let's wait. Is it loading? Can you see? Cool. Geisha. Can you see me? Can you see now? You see now on? Yeah, what the fuck is happening right now? Bear me. Holy shit. Wait, that. Boom. I should be working out. Am I back? 56K. 56 gags. Oh, bros. Give me time. Am I back now? Am I back? Can you see me? Am I back? Am I back? Am I good? I think I'm good now, isn't it, right? What the fuck is going on right now? Can you guys see me? Am I back? I need a better graphics card. Yeah, I know, Murray. I know. I'm, Look, you just have to bear with me for a second. It's Blitzkrieg all over again. Jesus Christ, bruh. Jesus Christ. Can you guys see me now? How am I? Am I stuck or am I good? Am I stuck or am I good? Can hear, can't see. Okay, cool. It's loading a minute. It's coming back now. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. Fucking hell, bro. Honestly, what a fucking horror show. It's coming back now. Don't worry, guys. I'm still here. It's coming back. 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 Okay? Now we should be back. Now I'm back now. Now I'm back. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm just going to take off display. What's that thing called? What's display capture? Let's go on this one. And I'm just gonna keep doing this now to keep it easy so I don't muck around too much. I don't switch screens. I'm just gonna do this. Okay, cool. We're back now, right? We're back. How are we good? Are we good? Are we back now? We back? We back? Are we back? Cool. Let's do this now. I'm just gonna do it this way. One screen only. Cool. Let's go. Dana White talks about Joe Rogan's contribution to the UFC. Let's check out this clip, courtesy of the Joe Rogan subreddit and also courtesy of Lex Friedman's podcast. Right? Let's do. Let's do. Let's go.
Another guy that I feel like could care less about the money is Joe Rogan. How important is he to the UFC, to the rise of the UFC? And what, in general, do you love about Joe?
It's a fact. He doesn't.
Look at Lex already smiling. Lex already coming in his pants talking about Rogan.
UFC, to the rise of the UFC. And what, in general, do you love about Joe?
Look at that face. That's a man that fucking loves Rogan probably more than his own father. What do you love about Joe? What do you love about Joe? What do you love about Joe? You little thin lips. What do you love about Joe? One is Lex Friedman. What do you love about Joe? Joe is my best friend. I play song for Jess friend. Come on, man. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Let's continue.
It's a fact. He doesn't care about money. And he did the first 13 shows for free for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was at a time when we were hurting, and he's like, wait a minute. You want me to do the commentary? You're saying that I get to sit in the best seat in the house and watch these fights for free?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously when we turned things around, we made it up to Joe. But Joe is one of the things that I loved early on about. So I'll tell you the story. So we buy the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
They're based in New York. We're moving the corporate offices to Vegas. So I have to fly out to New York, go into the offices and start going through everything and figuring out what needs to come back to Vegas and what we can just throw away. So they literally had a VHS machine and a TV, and there were a million tapes in this place, man.
Mm.
So I didn't know what tapes were these definitely we have to keep or these we don't need. So I had to sit there and go through every single tape. And I popped in a tape, and there was an interview on the Ivory Keenan Wayans show. right? The oldest Wayans brother, and he had a talk show at the time, and he had Joe Rogan, the guy from Fear Factor, on the show.
Yeah.
And he was promoting Fear Factor, but all he would talk about was UFC. And
Yeah, that's Joe.
he was talking about how people think that these guys in the martial arts movies are tough and could do it. And he was talking about what UFC fighters would do to these martial arts guys if they ever got their hands on them. And I was like, this is exactly what I need. A guy who isn't afraid to speak his mind and knows the sport inside and out, but more importantly, is super passionate about it and love.
You know what? This probably explains a lot. This probably explains the reason why Joe is so quiet when it comes to UFC fighter pay, because it's something that's always bugged me and annoyed me about Joe Rogan, because he's very noble and very stand up when it comes to comedians getting paid, right? He always speaks very openly about how much he hates stealing. Obviously the Carlos Mencia thing, you know how he fucking hates comedians when they steal. And he's also very vocal about comedians getting paid, a good salary or a good fee for what they do. So much so that other comedians say that he sometimes, or he does as a rule, he overpays comedians at his comedy store, the Comedy Mothership. People say this, right? That his comedy club, the Comedy Mothership, they overpay comedians. It's a fucking amazing fucking salary, amazing fee what they get paid. It's fucking crazy. So clearly Rogan is very noble, very fair in that regard. But for some reason, Rogan always turns a blind eye or refuses to comment when it comes to fighter pay in the UFC. And fighter pay in the UFC is abhorrent. It's absolutely disgusting what they do to them, right? Because the majority of fighters in the UFC don't even earn a salary enough for them just to do fighting professionally. Some fighters, you see them come on fight cards and say, yeah, I was overdrawn, I still owe my trainer certain bits of money, I was down to my last $100. It's a literal crime for you to be a signed fighter on the UFC roster and for you not to be able to make a base salary of what, like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. It's fucking insane. If anything, the UFC make it harder for the fighters to make a lot of money, because they put the onus on the fighters to accept more pay. No, they put the onus on the fighters to have more fights to get more money. So if you fight more often, that's when you get paid more often. But obviously if you fight more often, there's more chance of you losing. And if you lose more often, there's more chance of you getting cut. So it's a fucking it's a dumb way to kind of do things. But obviously it alleviates, or it kind of takes away the pressure for the UFC having to pay people fairly, and then they get to keep all the money and line their pockets. For instance, Dana White probably bets more on the one hand of cards than he pays some fighters per year. Dana White probably loses more money in a weekend than some whole fight cards make in a whole fucking, than the whole fight card people make on there. So it's quite disgusting how shitty they get paid. And the thing that really annoys about Rogan is that if there was a comedy club that treated comedians the same way Dana treats fighters, Rogan will be talking about it from the rooftops. He would not have it. He'd be standing up for him. He'd be talking about it really vocally. But the fact that he works for the UFC and he's best friends with Dana White, he sort of like looks the other way when it comes to fighter pay. I remember when Luke Thomas was on the Joe Rogan Experience and tried to talk about it, Rogan was literally acting as if like he'd never heard of it being an issue. Like he'd never heard of it being a problem where fighters were struggling for money. It's like Rogan has interviewed fighters sometime in the octagon, and they've been begging Dana for like a sponsorship, or they'll get on a mic and start begging for a prime endorsement. He knows how desperate these fighters are, or they'll start begging and saying to Dana, hey Dana, that should be that should be a fight bonus, knockouts bonus. He see how desperate the fighters are and he says nothing. That's the thing that kind of, I'm not gonna lie, slightly disgusts me about Rogan. How he will turn a blind eye based on his fans, based on his, who he's friends with and everything. So he loves to act like he can say whatever he wants and he's not afraid to say certain things. But, when it's his friends, he would definitely not say anything and definitely turn a blind eye and pretend it didn't happen. But I think the paid thing with the UFC fighters is super sad, especially considering they put their bodies, they put their health, they put their fucking future on the line to fight, and some of them legitimately can't make 30,000 a year without having to take 6 fights in a year. It's fucking diabolical, to be honest. But this definitely explains why Rogan is so loyal to the UFC, because he's been with them from the day dot, and he's like a fan. But I think his refusal to speak up for the fighters is disgusting, even though someone would say it's not on Rogan to speak for the fighters, because if the fighters can't unionize, if the fighters can't organize themselves to get fucking, better money and shit, then obviously it's on them. And obviously the recent court case is a good example of like some UFC fighters are just refuse to sort of like unionize and get together because they don't want to come against the UFC. And I know how Dana White is so vindictive, so petty, that if you do come against him and you put your name down in that lawsuit, you could effectively be, putting your future in jeopardy. So I understand why the fighters are a little bit apprehensive about it, but I think it does take a big figure, somebody powerful in the media to say something, and Rogan could say something, but he doesn't. So it's a real piss take, but this probably explains why Rogan doesn't say anything, because his ties with UFC are deep.
Loves it. So when you see Joe Rogan on camera, and I was talking about the paid talking heads that they had in HBO boxing that were terrible, Joe Rogan does not come off as a paid talking head. He comes off as
what?
The guy who loves this. And so early on, no media would cover us. So I had to buy my way onto radio. So we do these radio tours, right? And they would drop us in. You'd have to get up at 3:30 in the morning in Vegas on the West Coast. And because there at 6:30 in the morning in New York and Boston and Florida and all these other places. So they drop you into these markets to do radio, right? And the fighters were horrible at it. Fighters getting up at 3:30 in the morning, especially leading up to a fight, never good.
Yeah.
They sound like they're tired. They act like they're tired. And they definitely act like they don't want to be on there. And it's bad radio. What you can't have is bad radio. So the only two people that could pull off these radio tours were me and Joe Rogan. So me and Joe Rogan would alternate doing these radio tours all over the country.
Just talking about fighting, talking about what this whole thing is, like 100%. Getting people excited.
Two guys that are really into it and passionate about it and love.
But to be fair though, I know his silence is obviously compliance and shit. But to be fair, he did do a lot for the sport of UFC. Like, I don't think I would have ever discovered the UFC before because I listened to Rogan, then I discovered the UFC. And I discovered jiu-jitsu for the UFC, through Rogan as well. So I think Rogan's done a lot for combat sports, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, UFC. He done a lot. He probably introduced a lot of people like myself to that version of martial arts or combat sports, because I don't think without his involvement, I would have ever really taken a liking to it at the time that I did. I appreciate it more because of how we spoke about it in depth, having fighters on, having coaches on and shit. That was really kind of informative in my kind of experience
of it. And it's one of the things about Rogan too. When early on, nobody understood the ground game. Joe Rogan would walk you through what was happening literally before it would happen. He would tell you the setup, what was going to come next, and everything. You just absolutely articulate it perfectly, brilliantly, and people at home started to understand. And the
only thing I'll say about his commentary now, I feel like Rogan's commentary hasn't really evolved with the sport. I feel like he sounds very, I won't say ill-informed, but he gets a lot of things wrong. He sometimes call fights are over, and they're not over clearly. He has a very skewed perspective on who's winning or who isn't. Like, sometimes you watch fight guys like, hold on, what is Rogan talking about? Clearly the person that is winning is the one that you're seeing with your own eyes. Sorry, which is why sometimes now I've come to the point where I've stopped listening to the commentary when I watch UFC cards. I'm not sure about you guys, but unless I'm doing a stream or something, I'll watch it on mute. Legit, I'll watch like the main, I don't know, I don't really bother now because the commentary is always skewed. And sometimes you notice if you watch it on mute and then you check what the people are saying, in between rounds, you're like, fuck, they're completely watching this a completely different way than I am. And I think a lot of it maybe has to do with maybe if you're in the octagon, or sorry, maybe if you're in the arena, it's a bit different. But I feel like Rogan's commentary hasn't really kept up with the times, unfortunately so. But hey, what do I know?
Impact that Joe Rogan has had and continues to have on this sport is immeasurable. He's the biggest podcaster in the world. And he is on the UFC pay-per-views, 14 times a year. And he's always talking about the sport. It's immeasurable what this guy has done for this.
That's a good point, though. That is a really good point. He's a great ambassador for the UFC because he always speaks about the UFC, even when he's not at the UFC. Like, he doesn't treat UFC as a job. He treats it like an amazing hobby that he gets paid for. So he speaks about it glowingly all the time, basically all year round. without it always being on air. Do you know what I mean? So that does a lot for the UFC as well in terms of keeping its name around and shit. That you like, that's something you can't buy. There's not a contract you could ever put forward to somebody that would ever make them want to talk about you, all day long. The fact that he does it is like is a good endorsement for them, and obviously proof that he loves the sport and doesn't really care about the job too much.
This company and the sport.
Yeah, still to this day. Like, I'll have dinner with him offline. He'll just talk fighting.
Yep.
He just loves it.
I'll have dinner with him offline. Fucking hell, bro. How gay can you get? I mean, like date night with fucking Joe Rogan. You and him sitting across, the table, candlelit table with the fucking steaks and potatoes, right? Talking about fucking intermittent fasting and shit. Fuck off, you fucking dork.
It's true.
Loves every aspect of it.
Yep. Joe Rogan is one of those guys. I saw that early on.
How else are you meant to have dinner with somebody, basically? Or when I have dinner with him offline, how else are you meant to have dinner with somebody? You meant to have dinner online or something? The offline deal, just to add, like, yeah, me and him hang out in private offline. It's like when rapper girlfriends mention their boyfriend, a rapper, but they always mention him by their first name. Oh, Jeffrey. Oh, like Terrence, Jordan. It's like, fuck off, we get it. We get this guy comes inside of you. We understand, but let's relax with the calling him by his first name. Joseph, Joe, or whatever his middle name is, Frederick. Fuck off.
Why would you go after the Fear Factor guy?
Yeah.
To be such a key component to not only the company, but to the sport. I saw it in the fucking interview on Ivory Keenan Wayans.
I value loyalty a lot. And I remember there was a moment,
I value loyalty.
not too long ago, maybe a year ago, when I was sitting with Joe and he had a phone call with you. Joe was getting canceled for something. And they didn't want him commentating the fights. And you on the phone offered your resignation over this.
Wow. And we didn't know about that, did we? That's pretty, to be honest, that's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie. That's something that you have to give Dana credit for. He does kind of run the UFC like it's his own company, annoyingly. He does treat the fighters like shit. He does antagonize, bully, humiliate, and just too combative. And the way he treats the media is a bit disgusting. But the one thing he does do is that he rides hard for his people. Like, if he likes a fighter, he's going to ride hard for them. Somebody that works professionally with him, he's gonna work hard. Like, he does, like, stand up for his shit. He does stand on his shit. So the fact that he offered his recognition, the fact that he offered his resignation and they didn't accept it and kept Joe on board says a lot about how powerful he is. And obviously, to me, I thought once, this is one of my things, I've always said that I think the UFC will go another level once Dana White is out of the UFC. But I don't really think the issues with fighter pay stop at Dana White. I think the fighter pay thing is a UFC company thing overall. Because if they can get away with paying fighters 12 on 12, why would they change that tactic when they get rid of Dana? It doesn't make any sense. If they can get away with, like, again, this is the thing, the UFC have a monopoly. There's no real fair competition at the moment. There's no real competition that comes close to even touching the UFC. PFL, Bellator, doesn't fucking matter. So the UFC is the main league, the main organization around. So all the best fighters want to fight in the UFC, even though they don't pay well. Because I think of the exposure, the quality of fights, the entertainment value, where you get to fight, the fan base is fucking incredible. So they're all willing to sacrifice shit money to fight in the best organization. But if the best organization has the best talent and they pay like shit, why would they then change it just because Dana White's gone? I think it's a company philosophy. It's a company strategy. Be like, you know what? We're not paying these guys a good salary. We don't give a fuck. Go suck on it. I think that's what they're basically doing. I don't think they're going to change anytime soon, unfortunately.
I got teary-eyed over that. That's such a...
Did he say he got teary-eyed over that? He said he nearly cried. No, Lex, you didn't say that. No, Lex, did he say he nearly cried? Hold on.
A phone call with you. Joe's getting canceled for something. And they didn't want him commentating the fights. And you on the phone offered your resignation over this. I got teary-eyed over that.
Gay. I got look at it, look at his face. I got teary-eyed over that. Little thin-lipped weirdo, bro. There's not another man in the world I would ever simp for like this. I swear to God. There's not another man in the world I'd ever simp for like this. I swear to fucking God. Even if they're fucking famous. It's fucking disgusting. The guy doesn't even probably simp over his own dad like this. And his dad fucking brought him into the world via his fucking nutsacks. He doesn't even simp over his own dad like this, but he's another man like, I got teary-eyed over the fact that you nearly would resign because Rogan was getting cancelled. Fuck off. Dork.
That's such a... You're a good man, you know?
Thank you.
That was powerful.
Can I suck your dick? You're a really good man. Can I suck your dick? Dana, can you show me your uncut, very pale, very girthy penis? And could you shove it into my mouth? My really small mouth? My really small mouth? My really small lips? Could you shove it inside of my mouth, Dana? And I could... Maybe I can dip your dick into some AG1. Maybe I can dip your dick into some AG1 because, you know, Huberman, he fucks a lot of girls, and if I dip your dick into AG1 and I suck it, maybe if I suck it and it's Huberman's AG1, maybe I can get some girls. Maybe I can lose my virginity for you. Please help me, Dana, 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 Dana. I want to suck your dick, Dana.
Anybody who is with me, has been with me, knows. When you're with me, you're with me. It's a two-way street.
Oh, see, that's why I don't like Dana, because you run a business. You're not meant to have like, you don't have to have people that you're with and not with. No, you run a business. Do what's right for the business. It's not about you. And again, his ego is too big. He wants to be the main character and everything, but fuck that. When you're with me, you're with me. When you're not, you're not. That's why, again, actually a good point to make. That's why the Brendan thing's hilarious. Brendan honestly thought he could suck Dana off and start making all these dumb compliments or these, like, try to get back in his good books. It's like, no, you're never going to get back in his good books. You try to end his marriage, try to end his marriage, talking about Eskimo brother thing. Like, Dana and Brendan are never going to be cool. The fact that Joe Rogan couldn't broker peace between Dana and Brendan shows that there's deep hatred, especially on Dana's side for Brendan. The fact that Rogan couldn't broker a peace is proof they're never going to be friends. And then for some reason, Brendan thought he could, do the whole, let me suck him off thing and he's going to be my friend. No, he doesn't care. The guy is a vindictive, petty, very, egotistical guy. Obviously a great businessman, don't get me wrong. But Dana is he still fucking hates Ariel Helwani, bro. Ariel Helwani still can't go to fucking UFC fight events. If Ariel walks into a UFC arena and Dana hears about it, he'll definitely get him escorted out. Ariel Helwani, just a journalist, a media figure who maybe broke some news he wasn't meant to break or whatever it is. He hasn't done nothing that bad really to Dana. And Dana still hates him from this day. The fact that Brendan thought he could get back into his good books is hilarious.
It's not a one-way street. I'm not one of these guys that is going to roll over and it's like going through COVID. I wasn't laying any of these people. Some of these people have been with me for 20 years. We're gonna lay them off. This motherfucker will burn.
Yeah.
Before I would do that to my people. It's just never.
To be fair, that was a good thing he did, though. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good thing. The fact that he didn't lay off anybody during COVID when everyone else was getting fired showed that the UFC was on point. Even though they put in a lot of fights, during time as well, was quite good. I think that was still quite good as well. Kept the fighters busy too. But yeah, that was a pretty decent thing that he did. I'm not gonna lie, because a lot of companies did lay off a ton of people, and a lot of them have kind of not hired them back again because they realized that most of them were just hiring for the sake of investments and shit in it to look good on the stock market. But in terms of actual, operating as a business and operating at the highest level, you don't really need that many people to do anything really. And I think obviously Elon Musk was the proof of that, because I think the Elon thing as well, people overlook of how important that was to the global fucking workspace. I think when Elon fired all those people like Twitter, and then kind of I think it was 70 or 80% of the workforce, he got rid of them, and Twitter still didn't die or didn't crumble. Any people were like, hold on, you don't need that many people to do anything, do you really? And I think that's what started the trend of everyone firing everybody and closing down certain that satellite offices and shit. But credit to the UFC for keeping everybody on board.
None of that type of stuff is ever going to happen while I'm here. I can't say what's going to happen when I leave, but when I'm here, the people who are with me and have been with me, they know exactly what's up.
That's fair. Fair enough. Big up Dana White. Again, I would love Joe Rogan to be a little bit more vocal when it comes to the fighter pay stuff. I think it's super shit that he doesn't say nothing, because I think if it happened in the comedy world, he would have a lot to say. And the fact that he doesn't say anything, to me, is kind of annoying, but I get it. I fucking get it. Let's move on. So this is an interesting little thread, courtesy of the Friday Kid subreddit. It says, Chris D'Elia and the Golden Hour. The thread starts off as saying as follows. I've been working here for years, and part of the reason I haven't been promoted is because I don't understand the industry. Why does Chris take so much shit from Brendan? Obviously, Chris is the diddler, but he still sells at theatres while Eric is touring comedy clubs and Schaub is spending time at home. Golden Hour seems to have much more viewers than T-Fat-K and double or triple what Schaub's solo shows are getting. Toontown is under 8K subscribers with all the paid promotion. I get that Brian has nowhere else to go, but Chris now not only likely makes great money on the road, but he's clearly the draw. Chris is the only connection Schaub still has to the active comedy world, and it seems he needs Chris more than he needs him. Yet Schaub is the big dog of the show and steamrolls over Chris and Eric. Why not hit back if you are Chris? What is there to lose? Personally, I think the reason why Chris D'Elia is still on the Golden Hour, money. People underestimate just how much money these guys get paid for those shitty podcasts. I think there was a time when somebody revealed, I think Brian revealed, or somebody, I don't know how they revealed it, like, I think Callum was getting like 20K a month or something stupid like that from the Fire the Kid, right? And again, that's a higher percentage, that's a higher split, because he's like a, co-owner, co-founder of the Fighting the Kid, I know. But I think people underestimate just how much money these pods get because we look too much at the fucking views. The views don't matter. It's not about the views. These guys make loads of money through the ads. The ads are the ones that pay a lot of money. So I think that kind of money, imagine if he's getting, let's say fucking Chris is getting 10K a month through Golden Hour. Is it worth quitting Golden Hour when you're getting paid 10 quid a month to do what? 2 shows per week? Is it? I think they do 1 show on the main channel and then 1 show on the Patreon, 2 or maybe 3 at max for like 3 hours of work per week. You get paid 10 grand. There's no point of leaving that. And also because of the way Chris's career is at, he doesn't really have many revenue streams really. Outside of doing pods and stand-up, there's nothing else that's bringing in any money. He's not doing any TV. He's not doing any movies. He's not writing on anything big. Zero. The only thing he's getting money on is podcasting and stand-up. So he probably should be still on the Golden Hour, especially now that he's got a second kid, right? I think he gave birth. Did he have a second kid? I think so. I think his wife had a second kid. So they've got 2 kids now. He's still basically cancelled. He hasn't come back on any of the big shows. From what I can remember, has Chris been on any other big podcast, comedy ones? I can't think of any. I think he's been on No Jumper. He went on that Bradley Martin's podcast, but I don't think he's been on a big comedy. He went on that guy's podcast who used to be on Logan Paul, but I don't think Chris has been on a big one. So that avenue is completely cut off for him. So he can't really do regular comedy clubs anymore. He basically does his own theatre tours and his own specials online, which are not that great. So it's just the money. That's basically it. My opinion, I think it's the money. And for 3 hours of work per week, it's probably worth it. His position is probably fucking worth it. That's what I probably think. But let's check down. Let's see what some of the people say in the comments. Some of the comments says here, multiple reasons. This person says, like I said here, Golden Hour pays well. This person says, oh yeah, all the points that I made basically. This person says, Chris has lost a lot of acting work, needs to supplement his income. Scrub, way behind the scenes, helped stop Chris from gadooshing himself during the dark time. So there's some begrudging loyalty. That's true. I remember that. That is true. But I don't know how true that plays into the factor of it. I don't think so. And again, Chris D'Elia is too much of a narcissist. He's never going to gadoosh himself anyway. He's never going to unalive himself. That's not the kind of person he is. Like, you know what I mean? He's too much of a narcissist to ever do that. So he probably still thinks I have a point to make. I have a voice. People need to hear my story. He's too much of a narcissist. He's never going to do that. He's just probably acting like it. It's probably the first time he had any level of like introspection or self-reflection and shit. But I don't think he's ever at the risk of ever gadooshing himself. Don't ever believe that. That's false. Chris does 3 hours of therapy every day, and working on the show is part of doing the work. Oh, really? I didn't know that was true. Does he do 3 hours of therapy a week? Every day? Again, these people that do therapy but then don't change are the worst people ever, isn't it? Like, I think of Joe Budden. Those are people who, like, they talk about therapy all the time, but they act like fucking pricks and dickheads to people. It's fucking incredible. Scrub owns Golden Hour. Okay, so yeah, most of the points that I basically made, these people are saying here. Nothing else to kind of touch upon. As we always hate it, but Schaub is GRE regular. As long as Rogan keeps inviting the stupid online, he's going to keep attracting washed up actors and losers. That is kind of true, you know. There is a lot to be said about that. Even though Brendan's not in like Rogan's good books anymore, I think that association with Rogan, even the loose association in the past, is so important to a lot of these guys' like viability now. Like, just the fact that he was associated with Rogan at one time, people still look at him through those lens, because unless you're like us, unless you pay attention to this shit, most people don't really know the inner workings on. You don't really notice like Rogan doesn't really fuck with Brendan or Brian that much. They're not really around as much, blah, blah, blah. Has a performance at the Comedy Mothership. If you're not really paying attention, you still probably see Brendan as one of Rogan's friends. So if you're an up-and-coming comedian, it's probably beneficial to be Brendan's friend. Because think about that guy. Who's the guy that got done for DUIs? That fucking that comedy guy. Would he have gotten at the Comedy Mothership, or would he have gotten on Rogan without the Brendan cosign? I don't know. Again, maybe he's a friend of Rogan's, but I think that's another proof why people still look at Brendan a certain way. That DUI guy, like, I don't know. I'd never really heard of him before he went on Brendan's show, and then suddenly he's fucking on Rogan. Don't get me wrong. I think he's friends with the guy that goes out of Genie Bus, so that might have helped him a little bit, but that's maybe proof that people look at Brendan a certain way, even though he's clearly not in the good books anymore. That's it. Jeff DUI. I love it. Jeff died. That's his name. Big up NJ Ranger. Not many will platform the diddler. Same as Bappa. Platforms would old rapey rinks. Bappa is basically a safe haven for cancelled sexual deviants. Bappa is basically a safe haven for cancelled sexual deviants. Is so rude, but so true. Oh, fucking hell. Brent probably gets emotional behind it. The diddler may still have a theatre, but I'm pretty sure Bappa's the only one people that will ever see him with him in public, besides lower comedians always using him. Yeah, true. So we know the deal. Chris D'Elia is obviously there because he gets paid well, and you know, for very little work. I'm willing to say Chris D'Elia gets anywhere between like $5,000 to $15,000 a month just by sitting on the fucking Golden Hour 3 times per week. That's also probably why Eric Griffin is always like laughing so much weirdly at fucking Brendan's shitty jokes and really fucking laying it on thick, because he probably gets paid probably about the same amount, right? Maybe $5,000 minimum. And for someone like Eric Griffin, who's, you know, insanely unfunny, for him to sit on the podcast and get paid $5,000 a week for his shitty takes and stuff is a pretty good income. So, you know, he's not going to get that by himself. So it's probably a good idea to keep Brendan sweet and to keep laughing at everything he says, because he's literally, you know, helping to keep your kid alive and make sure your wife can be a stay-at-home mum. So I understand the loyalty in that respect. But then this post is wild, right? This post is fucking wild. Sometimes online, or sometimes just in general, you can manifest what you do in the dark via jokes. Ha ha, he he, right? And then you're kind of saying things that you probably have done seriously, but you're saying as a joke. Chris D'Elia is proof of that. Look at this post that somebody posted on the Fighting the Kids subreddit. Look at this tweet from 2009. I want to follow Miley Cyrus, but I feel weird because she's underage and I'm 29. I can't follow a 16-year-old, even on the internet. 2009. And then, of course, sometime later, look at that screenshot. Somebody posted on Twitter. I never talk about this, but Chris D'Elia asked me for more pics in 2014. I was 16 years old. So this is the girl talking to Chris D'Elia, I think via Instagram. And he messaged her and says, send more pics, full stop. Send more pics. I get it, man. I get it. Sometimes you need some fresh wank bank material. But wank bank material from 16-year-old? That's wild. That's one thing that I'm really thankful. I never have. I'm really thankful about it. And I don't take it for granted. It's just my genetics. It's just my upbringing. It's just probably plain luck. But I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate. I was never the guy that was into young girls. Like, even till now, like, you know, you might see a cute girl online, but you know how some guys are like, I think other guys know, you know how some guys get like a literal boner from like a young girl. Oh shit, fresh meat, 16, 18. I'm so glad I've never had that. You know, I'm not like actively chasing like young girls. You know what I mean? There's some guys that really enjoy being with like younger women, and I'm so fortunate. Because I don't know, because imagine if you're into that, it's impossible to turn off. Let's be real. If you're into girls who are younger than you, it's impossible to turn that off. If that's your thing, if you just like young girls, you like fresh meat. Oh, she's probably really tight. You're like, it's impossible to turn that off. That's just your thing. But it gets a bit dicey when you start to get into like underage illegal type of shit. You know what I mean? That's when it gets a bit dicey. If you're into just young girls, like you just want them to be 20 years younger than you because you want them to be younger, looking cool. But if you start getting into like the under 18 type of shit, under 16, you know, that's when it gets a bit wild. I'm just so lucky. I'm so fucking lucky. I never got into that. I swear down. Yeah, big up young old vibes. Yeah, exactly. You gotta move to France. Like, don't get me wrong. Because I think with me though, like, I always wondered, like, what do you talk to them about? Because I think I'm big on conversation. I'm big on personality and shit. You know, probably through my own fault, I probably ended up with a couple duds in my life, right? Some proper landmines, some proper land whales. I probably ended up busting down because I'm so into personality. Like, if you can make me laugh, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna get hard. You make me laugh, you're gonna make my pee hard. So definitely, I've landed into some, you know, not so desirable situations with some, you know, with some fuglies out there. But I feel like that is also a benefit of mine, because I can't picture myself dating a girl like super young, because I'm like, what do I talk to them about? What conversation will we have? Like, what are we actually going to talk about day to day? You know? Like, how do you make that work? That's one thing I always wonder. Like, how do those guys make that work? Like, how do you talk to a girl that's like 18? You know? Like, how? Unless she's really mature, fair enough. But like, what do you talk about? Like, what do you do with those odd times? You know, sometimes you have to go hang out with your partner's friends. What do you do then? You go hang out with your partner's friends, and they're inevitably going to be their age. What do you do in that situation then? All your partner's friends are there. What do you do? Do you pretend like you're into it? Like you're not into it? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just thankful that's never been me. I've never been in that situation. I've kind of always been on the good side of legality. I've never had to have that situation where I'm asking anyone for any ID and shit. That's not my vibe, man. I don't want any of that sort of shit. So thank God. But yeah, this could explain why Crystal Lee is working on the golden hour. This should be the explanation you ever need there, right? I want to follow Miley Cyrus, but I feel weird because she's underage, you know. These niggas, bro. These fucking niggas. Jesus Christ. Anyway. People forget, you know, people say like Billie Eilish gets sexualized, but people forget what Miley Cyrus was getting back in the day when she first came up on the scene. People forget. People think Billie Eilish gets, you know, sexualized because she's got big mommy milkers. But honestly, when Miley Cyrus was around, the things people were saying on social media about her, like, dicey, bro. Dicey, fucking dicey. Anyways, let's continue. Let's fucking continue. Big up the stream chat. Big up everybody joining in. Please, if you're enjoying the show, make sure that you're smashing the like button down below. If you're enjoying the show, make sure that you're smashing the like button down below. I do beg you to do so. Thank you. Continuing on. This person's fucking hilarious. Brendan is spreading the narrative that he knows details on the Diddy raid. Now, for me, this is another example of why Brendan is one of the worst liars, one of the worst offenders, and probably a pathological liar in this effect, because this sort of lie is so unnecessary. Because why? Because he's clearly lying in this regard because he wants to act like he's in the know, right? He wants to act like he has some inside information. But we're all experiencing this P. Diddy thing take down in real time. We're all basically hypothesizing, throwing out our fucking theories, conspiracies. We're all getting into it in real time, and it's fun because we're all learning stuff in real time. There's no need to act like you know more than people because we're all seeing it unfold in real time. I read a report recently that they said how the PDD raid at his houses, wherever they were, it was really done by like a super small team. So much so that other parts of the, Homeland Security or whatever police had no idea what was going down. They kept it very, 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 very under wraps. And even the details around what he's being charged with, what evidence they have, they're really keeping it close to their chest because once they hit him with a charge, they want it to stick and obviously increase their chances of a conviction. But it's clearly something that has been done very like on the hush hush. So the fact that Brendan, fucking Schaub of all people, is acting like he knows any sort of inside information is so fucking egregious. It's so fucking crazy, but it's perfect. Another one to add to the Brendan Schaub lies. Watch this clip. Absolutely phenomenal. Brendan Schaub tries to act like he knows some inside information about the Diddy raid. Listen to this.
Is raided. Both houses raided.
The memes are hilarious.
I have a friend who was involved with it.
What do you mean?
I have a friend who's, again, this is why Brendan's lying is the worst type of lies, because sometimes there are situations where a person would ask him a question. Like, I think there's a clip I'm going to play later where Brian Callen asks Brendan, "Oh, do you know Kanye West?" And I think sometimes when people lie a lot, if you offer them an opportunity to lie, they're going to lie. Like if you say, "Oh, you made $1 million once, right? You fucked Kim Kardashian before, right?" You give them the opportunity to lie because you're presenting them with a lie on the plate. But in this case, he just offered it up without any encouragement. And even Eric Griffin, the guy that sucks off Brendan the most on the Golden Hour, even he's looking at him like, what? How do you know? Who do you know? Are you like, so now what? You get mistaken for a Hell's Angel. Now you've got, insider information from the LAPD and Homeland Security. Like what? Let's continue.
You have a friend who's involved with it.
He's friends with Mace.
With someone who's doing the raiding.
Collab.
One of the guys doing the raiding.
I love how he says someone who's doing the raiding. You see when people lie, they don't have. Sometimes when people lie, they offer up unnecessary details. Right? I've learned that a lot from DSP. When people lie, they'll offer you unnecessary details you didn't ask for. But sometimes when people lie, they don't like to get down to the details because the details will expose that they're lying. Someone that's involved with the raiding. Who? Police? Homeland Security? The feds? FBI? CIA? Who? Who exactly did you fucking talk to? Oh, somebody involved with the raids. Like it was the raid team that came to kind of, the raid team that came to come and search Diddy's mansions with 2 bottles of raid, spraying it into the fucking air. Yeah? That was it. Raid team. Look at this fucking guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
the look down. You see the look down? I love the look down. The look down is a little telltale, right? The look down's a little telltale. He couldn't keep eye contact.
Shit. So
you've
you
already
know
said
shit?
too much.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm not going to give you any details.
Yeah. You will off
air. I will.
Listen,
off
air. Well, he wouldn't get it off air. I bet he didn't tell them the details. The same way how he didn't give us the 600 pages.
Until they put out that there's a warrant for his arrest and he has to turn himself in, this is nothing.
Just wait.
Okay.
Oh, you think the feds raid 2 houses for the fucks of it?
No, I'm just saying though, they
don't you think it's dicey that they're talking about this anyway, considering that Crystalia's got accused of what he got accused of. But I think in their case, in their eyes, they think if you don't get charged, it doesn't count. You're not guilty or something. I think that's their logic. I think their logic is, if there's no police charges, if there's no charges, if there's no police report or whatever, it doesn't really count. It's like, excuse me? You can only get committed. You can only be accused of a crime, or you can only be involved in some fuck shit if you get convicted in the court of law. Come on, bro. Come on. Honestly, man, Brendan is the worst. Man. I swear to God, the lying is like, it's impressive because if you would have offered it up in like a less braggadocious way and be like, hey, I've heard through the grapevine, people talk, whatever, that didn't happen, cool. But he always wants to make himself look amazing. Like, no, I know somebody who is involved in the raids. Yeah, I bet you do, bro. I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do. The guy that can't sell 10 fucking comedy tickets, the guy that has to cancel his shows 1 week before, right? The guy that's fucking quit stand-up comedy is also the guy that has all these connections. Come on, bro. Come on. Let's get real. Let's get fucking real, man. But what a crazy clip. What a fucking crazy fucking clip. Yeah. I would have actually liked to have heard Chris D'Elia's thoughts on the Diddy shit. I find it funny how they even mention all that stuff on their podcast, considering Chris D'Elia's fucking alleged crimes. It's like, probably keep out of this one, right? Probably keep out of this one. Probably. But I don't know. What do I know? Let's continue on. What's this one? This one is called Trafficking and Milk. Okay, cool. This is going to be an annoying one. This is going to be about how you pronounce this milk, right? So this is probably pretty much evidence near on that Chris D'Elia definitely checks out the subreddit. I have a feeling Chris D'Elia checks the Frying the Kids subreddit because he must have seen that compilation somebody put on the Frying the Kids sub where Brendan keeps pronouncing milk, and Brendan now saying because it's his accent, because he's from Denver, Colorado, which doesn't make any sense because Dan Soda's also from there and he doesn't speak like Brendan, right? I don't know. I don't think there's much of a Denver accent anyway. If there is a Denver accent, it's not enough for you to pronounce milk. You know, whatever the accent they do have, it doesn't make you add an E onto fucking milk. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Let's listen to his explanation here. It's pretty funny.
Yep.
I think it's trafficking. If they're on a plane, they fly somewhere and he fucks.
Right.
No, I know, but
Beetleman.
You're one of those guys that say milk instead of milk.
Yeah, I'm from Denver, dude. That's
say
what we
milk.
say. Milk.
No. Milk.
We're about to do Happy
You call it
Gilmore
soda or
too.
pop?
How's that the same thing? Soda or pop? Honestly, so infuriating. There's nothing more infuriating than a stubborn, dumb person. A stubborn, dumb person is the most infuriating thing ever. When somebody's redacted and they are stubborn in their redactedness, it legitimately will make you want to throw them over the nearest bridge. Being redacted, and being proud of it. One more time.
Yep.
I think it's trafficking. If they're on a plane,
Trafficking. How trafficking? How do you say that? Or is it trafficking? Trafficking.
I think it's trafficking.
Trafficking. What?
Trafficking. If they're on a plane. Trafficking. If they're on. I think it's trafficking. If they're on a plane, they fly somewhere and he fucks.
Right.
No, I know, but
Beetleman.
You're one of those guys that say milk instead
Yeah,
of
I'm
milk.
from Denver, dude. That's
say
what we say.
milk.
Milk.
No. Milk.
We're about to do Happy
You call it
Gilmore
soda or
too.
pop?
How soda or pop the same as saying milk or milk? I've honestly never heard of anyone pronouncing milk in my entire life, ever. I swear to God. Even somebody that's like their first language isn't fucking English, like a foreigner or something. I don't think I've ever heard somebody pronounce milk in my entire life. Unless they're trying to be funny, right? Milk. Or unless there's like a brand called Milk. I'm sure that exists. I'm sure there's a brand that's called Milk. I'm sure there is one. But Milk and these nuts, we got branded. But I don't know. I find it incredible, man. I find it incredible. This is why, for me, I've said this plenty of times on this stream before. This is why I don't have imposter syndrome. This is why I think all of you in the stream chat who are pursuing whatever you're pursuing, whether you're in a vocation, you're doing a course, you're doing a trade, you're working, stacking shelves somewhere, don't ever limit yourself. Don't ever think you can't achieve, you can't be the key holder, you can't be the manager, you can't have your own business, because this Brendan guy legitimately gets paid to talk and he can't even speak. And his first language is fucking English. Honestly, his first language is English and he can't fucking speak. He gets paid very well. He's basically a millionaire. He has multiple cars, a big house, kids in fucking private school. He has a wife, who's barely there, who just stays at home and buys Balenciaga and then sells it for fucking half the price on fucking Poshmark. Like, living well. So if he can do it, you can do it. Honestly, never have imposter syndrome, because this guy is like legitimately dumb. Legitimately, for lack of a better term, a bit of a spastic. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. It's fucking incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Milk. My nigga, milk. Okay. I guess it's milk then. I guess it's fucking milk. Another one. Let's play this one. A reheated dish. Oh,
I'm not Jewish, so it does.
Yes. This is one of my best ones. This is the one. This is the Kanye West one. Oh my god, you guys, this is one of my favorite clips ever. So thank you for the person who re-uploaded this on the Final Kids subreddit. This is one of my favorite clips ever, where Brian almost looks like he knows. Like, the thing I hate about Brian is that he knows Brendan talks a lot of shit, but he also knows Brendan gets a lot of shit online. So he doesn't want to say nothing to Brendan about the shit he speaks, or the amount of shit he says, because he's afraid that if he brings attention to it, it's going to bring more unnecessary shit towards Brendan. But it's insulting to our intelligence and his own intelligence to sit next to a dun like Brendan and just pretend like he's not talking out of his ass. But he does do it all the time. He just sits there and pretends like it's no big deal. This is one of the best ones, because this is one of the rare opportunities where, one of the rare times where Brian kind of had enough. It was like, he basically baited Brendan into lying. And obviously Brendan, because he's a pathological liar, he just took it. Like, he held out his hand, he said, come, follow me through this door of lying. And Brendan just walked with him through the door. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit.
I'm not Jewish, so he talks to me.
Oh. True.
What else you got, Jen?
Do you know, have you met Kanye?
Have you met Kanye? Even the cough already, he's already thinking about, he's already stalling to lie. A regular person, if somebody asks you, have you met Kanye before? You're gonna be like, no, never have. I wish I would. Or you know what you do if you're a regular person? You might say, yeah, but he never saw me because I was like all the way over there and he was going to a shop or something. That's what a regular person would say. You try and like downplay your, you try and make it a bit funny and basically a bit of self-deprecation. Oh yeah, I kind of shouted out his name, but he kind of looked up like I was a fly or something and then carried on walking. Yo, big up Assad, appreciate you.
If you look closely while he's talking, you can see the little hamster spinning the wheel in Brandon's head.
Exactly. Good point, Assad. Let's just rewind that a little bit. Let's rewind that. Look. Let's zoom in. Let's actually zoom into Brendan's when Brian asked him the question. Big up Assad.
Do you know, have you met Kanye?
Yes.
Yes. He knows he's lying. Look at that. Exactly. He's got the little spinning Apple emoji, the little spinning Apple logo, right? Fucking hell, Brendan.
What about him, dude?
Have you talked to him, spent time with him?
Mm-hmm.
He knows who you are?
I doubt it. Probably just a white boy with a face, man.
Or he might.
With a face.
Mm-hmm. I'm not Jewish, so he talks to me.
Oh. True.
What else you got, Jen?
Honestly, that is a brilliant clip. That is a brilliant clip because he tried to make a joke out of it, right? At the end to try and, get out of it, but he knew he lied. So he had to kind of make try to like ha he here a little bit, but what an incredible fucking clip. Honestly, one of my favorite fucking clips ever is seeing Brendan like, why would you lie about something like that? Kanye West, like one of the most famous men in the world, like notoriously very insulated about who he hangs out with. Like, he's not even one of those people that is in the mix. He's not really around loads of celebrities. He kind of just with his team or with his wife or his kids. Like, he's not really go to industry events. Like, where would you actually even meet him? It's more likely that you'd meet a Bradley Cooper, right? It's more likely he'd meet a fucking, what's his name, Austin McBroom or a Timothy Chalamet. Most likely he could say that because those guys are like, noteworthy celebrities who are in the mix. So maybe you could say, yeah, I bumped into this guy at fucking Erewhon or something. But Kanye. Where's Brendan ever gonna bump into Kanye? And why would Kanye ever talk to Brendan Schaub? Why? Just why? So many fucking whys. But I want to play it one more time. I'm sorry, I need to play this clip
I'm not Jewish.
one more time because this clip is like one of my favorite clips ever. Because you can see the look of disgust on Brian's face as he asks him. Like, he knows he's lying. He knows he's fucking lying, but he has to just sit there and take it because, you know, Brian pays his salary.
I'm not Jewish, so he talks to me.
Oh. True.
What else you got, Jen?
Do you know, have you met Kanye?
Yes.
Yes.
What about him, dude?
Lie.
Have you talked to him, spent time with him?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the what about him, dude, was a way to just rush Brian off the topic so he can move on. What about him, dude? Come on. That was a little tactic to like, because you already lied. Doesn't want to get into the details. And leave you know, look at that face. Mm-hmm. No, say a word. Say a fucking word. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a face of a fucking liar. That's what the L for. That's what the LA is for, isn't it? Lie a lot. That's what the LA is for in his fucking hat. Lie a lot. Lie always. Lie all the time. Liar always. That's what the LA is for on his hat, not Los Angeles. Liar always. Lie a lot. Lie all the time. Lie all day. Lie all week. Lie all month. You know what I mean? That is what it is. That's what the LA is for on his fucking hat. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, Brendan, man. Brendan, come on. Why would you lie that you know Kanye West? One more time, man. I love this so much.
Yes. What about him, dude?
Have you talked to him, spent time with him?
Mm-hmm.
He knows who you are?
I doubt it. Probably just a white boy with a face, man.
Or he might.
With a face.
White boy, that works too much.
Mm-hmm. I'm not Jewish, so he talks to me.
Oh, that's a good joke, isn't it? I'm not Jewish, so he talks to me. Honestly, man, fucking hell. Professional comedian, allegedly. Allegedly professional stand-up comedian. I'm not Jewish, so he talks. All right, cool, whatever. But look at Brian's face. Look at Brian's face. Look at Brian's face. When you know your boy's lying. Look at Brian's face. Look at Brian's face. He's so disgusted. Really, my nigga? My nigga, really? Really, my nigga, really? Look at his face. He's so disgusted. He's so disgusted. He's like, I can't believe I have to work with this guy. This guy literally has to pay my salary. He puts my kids through private school. He keeps my electric car on the road. Like, fuck, man. I have to relax. Like, I've got a rich dad. I don't need this shit. Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, man. I fucking love Brian. I love Brendan. I love the lies. I love all the lies. If you enjoy the stream, like what you see, like what you hear, please make sure you smash the like button down below. Help a nigger out. Help a nigger out. Let's continue. Let's fucking continue. Let's fucking continue. Let's fucking continue. Have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen this? I'm sure some of you have seen this, but I want to play it for you anyway, in case you haven't. This is fucking phenomenal. Let's play this clip. Someone racing what looks like a Hummer. I'm not sure if it's a Hummer. It looks like it might be somewhere in the Middle East. Maybe it's not. But he's racing this Hummer along the beaches somewhere in some far-flung location. And look what happens. The kid runs away because I love how that kid knew instantly. This kid somehow had a feeling it wasn't going to end well. I don't know what he felt. Maybe it's spider sense. Maybe it's sixth sense. But it's fucking hilarious how he kind of had a feeling this wasn't going to end well. Oh, so it's not a Hummer. Joel from MIA. Joel says it's a Toyota FJ Cruiser. Toyota FJ Cruiser. Cool. I'll check it out in a minute. Thank you to you guys, Cloud K20 and Joel from MIA. Appreciate you. One more time. Let's go from the beginning again. The kid knew. And I think it hits literally a sand. Look, watch this flip. Watch this flip. Boom. The guy flips out of it. Bang. Brendan. Some people, myself included, would have loved this happened to Brendan. Imagine this happened to Brendan, but he wasn't going fast enough. That's the thing. Brendan wasn't going fast enough. At least this guy was going fast. At least this guy was trying to do something. But Brendan wasn't going fast. If Brendan did it, I would have loved to have seen Brendan fling out of the car and flip. Because imagine how weird he would have looked flipping. No coordination. His legs would look, he would look like the jump man in the air. I would have loved to see those screenshots of Brendan the jump man in the air, like flinged out of the car like that. That would have been so fucking funny. Just imagine that happened to him. You got flung out of the air and you end up being a paraplegic. Like, still being redacted, being a paraplegic. No senses from the bottom down of his chest, and he's still like talking shit. Milk. It's like, look, the guy walks off. He walks it off though. He's limping. He does walk it off though. To be fair, he does walk it off pretty well. Big up the guy. Jesus Christ, bro. He's laughing behind the camera. But honestly, cars are fucked, isn't it? I think it's the sand, isn't it, right? I think I read somewhere that somebody's saying that allegedly the sand here, as what's coming to the coastline, it's really what's the thing called? It can it's soft, but it can harden as well. So maybe as he was turning his car, as he was turning the wheels, he hit like a divot, and the car basically, it basically hit a ditch. No, I guess the tire made a ditch when he turned the steering wheel, sorry. Then the tire hit that ditch and then it flipped. Do you understand? That's what someone was basically saying, that the sand here is way harder than would it be somewhere at the top here. And also, he also didn't, allegedly they're saying he didn't flatten his tires. So I think when you're on sand or softer surfaces, I guess you got to flatten your tires a little bit. So that's what it makes it do that. So let's do it one more time, because that flip is serious, bro. Look how quickly he flips over. Look, right, driving down, he turns the steering wheel to do maybe a turn, and look, bang. The way it flung him out is always fucking crazy. It flung him out of the car, I guess because he didn't have a seatbelt on. No seatbelt on, right? Boom. He's lucky he didn't fling him out while he was at the bottom, because imagine if he would have got caught on the bottom and kind of broke his neck or some shit. And obviously if you land like that, the water's really hard too, isn't it? But look at that. Look how high up he goes. Brothers, look how high up he is. Look at the flip. He basically does a backflip, innit? He does a backflip, doesn't he? Is it a cool show? Is it a backflip? He does a backflip. Look, he does a backflip. He does a backflip. Look, he does a fucking backflip. And he lands there. That is pretty gnarly. Look, one. Yeah, he does a double backflip. Actually, he does a double backflip. It's a double backflip. 1, 2 rotations. One, 2 rotations. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. I swear to God. One of the best clips I've seen in a while. And of course, let me see if I can find it. Somebody actually made a clip of it where it's Brendan actually flipping. Let me see if I can get it on here, because that's actually pretty good. I think it's Brendan that actually flips it, right? Let's see if I can find it. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. It is this one. Big up the person that put this together. This is fucking brilliant. Someone edited it together to make it look like Brendan was the one that flipped the crack. Look at this one. Big up the person that did this. Fucking brilliant. Let's play this. This is fucking brilliant. Look at this. Look at his face. Moments before disaster, innit? Moments before disaster. Look at his face. Look at that face. Let's play it. Watch. Oh my God, this is so good. With the GT, honestly, it's so good. Oh God, I don't know why I'm crying when I play that. One more time. Wasted. Oh, so good. So fucking good. So fucking good. Yeah, we don't close, man. We don't fucking close. Big up Chin Su Yi. Stop making music. Unalive yourself, please. Before it gets too bad. Before it fucking gets... That's the only problem about making your face really oily like I do. Sometimes when you're sweating, the oil sometimes leaks into your eyes. So that's not good. You know, when you get as oily as me, you want to look all nice and hydrated. Sometimes the moisturizer starts to leak through your eyes and you start to get itchy eyes. But hey, what can you do? You know, stuff happens to me. What can I do? My life is so hard. You know, my life is so fucking hard. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue. What's this one? The show ran out of stream, so I just smash cut to the end to the spot they hit the wall. Okay. Just play this a little bit. Pardon me. Let's see this. Oops. Let's go with this one. Let's hear this. The show hit the wall, yeah. Now they're getting to the point now, because they're all so bored and they all do it for the money. I guess they're getting to the point of the pod now where like they're starting to get a bit bored of each other, and it's not, you know, flowing as much as it did in at the start. So now, you know, they're noticing the time. Like, oh, when are we gonna finish? What time is it? It's like, come on, bro. You can't do an hour without checking your watch. Okay, let's play the clip.
What else you got, Nick?
That feels like it.
No, we got a ways to go.
I think that we only did it for like 30 minutes.
All right, kids. Love you.
Hey, dude. Wait, hold on.
Jesus Christ, man. Obligations, isn't it? Media obligations. They have to do an hour. Look at that. Is that mustache still uneven? Is he still able to cut that mustache properly? Honestly, like, maybe he's got that issue. Like, maybe he's got the issue that Charleston White has. Maybe look at that. Liar a lot, innit? Liar always. Maybe the thing he's got, maybe he's actually blind in the right eye. That's what people are not realizing. Maybe Brendan, all those times he's been fighting, maybe the, what's your thing called? What's that connection to your eyeball? Whatever that fucking link is, I forgot the name of it. Maybe that's been like, it's kind of severed a little bit, so he doesn't really see that well through that right eye. That might explain why the mustache is always longer on this side than on the left hand side. Like, it's incredible how he gets it wrong all the time, but it's always longer. You can never kind of line it up properly. So maybe because, you know, something to do with his eye has been punched so much, like, you know, he can't really see anymore. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's actually blind in this eye. Maybe look his eyes there. This is a bit more open. This looks a bit dead. Maybe he's not. Maybe he can't actually see. Maybe he really can't see. That's probably the issue that's going on there. We don't really know. Let's continue.
What else you got, Nick?
That feels like it.
No, we
It
got
feels like
a ways
it.
to
No,
go.
it doesn't.
I think that we only did it for like 30
Nick
minutes.
saying nope. You got a way to go, brother. Keep on working, you fucking dicks.
Yes.
All right, kids. Love you.
Hey, dude. Wait, hold on. I'm going to be in friggin' Grand Rapids coming up here.
Where you gonna be, Eric?
Comedy Mothership, April 26th through the 29th.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, innit? Where you gonna be, Eric? The Comedy Mothership. Oh. Eric doesn't even know. That's the thing. Eric doesn't even know Rogan that well, and he's a miserable cunt. So if Brendan can, if Rogan is able to put him on stage, even though he doesn't know him too well, and he's a miserable cunt, that goes to show that Brendan is really falling down the pecking order, innit? I'm at the Comedy Mothership for a weekend. Ouch. Oh, look at Brendan looking down. He wasn't even looking at him. He was already on his phone. Where you gonna be? He's looking down. How can you be a fan of this show? Look at these guys. One's on his phone texting 16 baddies. Brendan's checking his mentions for addies and baddies. And Eric's looking at both of these guys thinking, really, my nigga? Really? Look at this show. They get paid, they get paid handsomely. They can't even do 1 hour of like uninterrupted, don't check your phone content for 1 hour. 1 hour. That's all they're asking for. Just don't text fucking 16-year-old baddies, or don't try and text anyone for addies for 1 hour. 1 hour. Just stay off the fucking phone. 1 hour. No respect for the audience. No respect for the fan base. No respect for each other. Phone's always on the table, by the way, which is a big no-no, I think, personally, if you're doing a podcast where you can obviously see the table. Because look how much shit they've got on this table again, by the way. Look at how much shit they've got on here. A water bottle, 2 coffees, a Pepsi. What's this cunt got? Funny enough, the fattest guy on the table has nothing in front of him, which is funny, right? The fattest guy on the table has nothing there. Not a donut, not a cookie, not a tortilla, right? Not a fucking big gulp. He's got nothing in front of him. But these guys have a button that doesn't work, 2 buttons that don't work, nicotine pouches, cold brew, Pepsi, water, and a random box of like what? Donuts, sweets or something? Look at Chris's face when he's on his phone. Fuck. Is this the face he makes when he's coming? I'm about to bust. Is that the face he makes when he comes? When some 16-year-old fucking cheerleader is like sloshing on his knob. Deeper, deeper. Is that the face he makes, you think? Fucking hell. Ugly. Just imagine what Brendan's cum face looks like. Could you picture it for a second? Close your eyes and picture what Brendan's cum face must be like. With his moustache like hanging off this side. He's probably one of them ones that shakes. He probably that. He's probably doing all that. Brendan probably does that. Or holds his hat down. Can you imagine what his cum face is? Can you imagine what it must look like when Eric's on top of somebody? Yeah. When Eric's coming. Yeah. I can't believe you're letting me having sex with you. Oh, brilliant. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. What's next here? Have you seen this? End of watch. This is a good one as well. This is end of watching Gringo Papi. This is going to be a funny one. Check this one out. End of watching Gringo Papi.
Dude, are you gonna hook up with a Mexican girl?
One of my boys goes, dude, Papi, what are you doing, bro? Get with a Latina, bro. You know why? Because they're fun and they're spicy.
So somebody's put together this clips thinking that allegedly Brendan had somehow stolen some of the bits from End of Watch, which I don't know if I buy this. I'm not sure if I really buy this, but it does look eerily close to stuff that Brendan said on Gringo Papi. So just check this out.
You're trying to hook me up with them, dude. Dude, it'd be great if you did. I get it, man. Shit. Sweet brown sugar. You should marry one of my cousins.
If they're anything like you, I wouldn't be able to stand an hour with them.
You know what spicy means? They're assholes. That's what that means.
Brendan Gring, honestly, bro. Honestly. Because the thing is, right? The thing is this, right? The name of the special, Gringo Papi, is actually quite good. Especially if you come at it in a really hacky, funny way. You can make the Gringo Papi thing work. You could make it work. But he kind of lost the name. You know, the name just... He kind of devalued the name of the special by having it be so shit. But if the special was actually good, if the special was good and it was funny and it had some like, you know, interesting observations on how it is to live in or to be, you know, to marry into a Mexican family, to have your kids be half Mexican, how different it is from how you grew up and shit. And it was actually funny, introspective, self-deprecating. It would actually work. But he kind of wasted the name, which is a good name, I think, for a special. The Gringo Papi is a good name, on like a terrible jokes. Like even the set design. What does the set design have to do with Gringo Papi, by the way? I know it shouldn't. Maybe the set design should have been really hacky. Like should have made it look like a quinceañera, right? Make it, you know, have like fucking sombreros everywhere, right? Like the Day of the Dead sort of like memorabilia on it. That really make it like really go heavy on the hacky shit. Would have maybe worked, but like some like random skyline that has nothing to do with the Gringo Papi. Oh, brilliant.
Waking up in the morning, they'd be like, "Hey, can I tell you a story?"
I know.
Here's a story about this, and a story about that, and a story about this, a story about that.
Fauci, Delta, mask, what are we gonna do?
Wow, this looks actually quite close, isn't it? Maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there is some truth to Brendan copying this. This is some. There's. Oh no, man! Oh man!
Myself. Oh my God!
But dude, all you gotta do is this. All you gotta do is this. Yeah.
You want to come to my cousin's quinceañera, my daughter's quinceañera, my brother's quinceañera?
Last week, some girl turned 15. Not even related to us. Threw the party at my house.
Yeah.
My sister's quinceañera.
There's always something happening though, bro.
One of the many things I love about the Mexican culture is, and I do love your culture, man. One of the many things I love about it is you guys always have something to celebrate. Every week you have something to celebrate.
Why is he so out of breath? Bro, take your time. He's sweating hard underneath there, innit? I love the Alcoholic Brendan era, man. We really didn't enjoy it as much as we should have. Alcoholic Brendan era was so good. Addy's era, Brendan, like, he's really, really out of breath.
It's better than like, hey, do you know the new kind of flavored coffee I have? Do you like this kind of coffee? Shut the fuck the up, baristas are excellent.
I decided to go on a keto diet. White person handout, page 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week.
How many times do you think he practiced that in front of a mirror? That tater tot thing. How many times do you think he practiced that? How many times? How many times do you think he practiced that? How many times do you think he practiced that?
Person handout, page 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week.
He's arm wobbling as well, right? Like that arm wobble, that fucking fat wobble is fucking incredible on the arm. Look at that.
Tater tot once a week.
Those big ones.
I decided to go on a keto diet. Person handout, page 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week. Out page 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week. Out page 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week. 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week. 7, bitch. I need a fucking tater tot once a week.
He's so bad. He's so fucking bad. Oh, big up fucking Brendan, man. What a fucking legend. Honestly, I love and appreciate you so much. I really fucking do. Let's watch this one. Marketing genius. Let's see this one. Marketing genius. I love how they spell every. I love how they spell the Shubinese on the fucking Fry and the Kids subreddit. It's always fucking brilliant. Marketing genius. Look at this. Marketing genius. Exactly how you'd say it. Let's see what he says here.
When you're that young, it just I would.
Oh, super loud. Let me lower it. Oopsie daisy. What's happening here? Okay, exit page. Let's go again. 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 Okay, if you enjoy the show, you like what you see, please make sure you're smashing the like button down below. Let me know if you're enjoying it. That'll be much appreciated. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Please, if you must. Please, if you must. Okay? Let me lower the sound a little bit on this because this is too high. Let's go again one more time.
When you're that young, it just I would never let. Like, would you let your kids act at 7? Like, be on Nickelodeon? Let's take a little break, fellas, because I know both of you are just foaming at the wiener. March Mania is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets.
Could they look more disinterested? Look at Chris's face. Could they look even more? Could they look more bored than what they are now at the moment? Shocking.
You got Purdue. You got frickin' Duke. You got everybody playing for the March Madness. North Carolina listeners, don't forget DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in your state. Bet on your frickin' Tar Heels. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code GOLDEN. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly.
And DraftKings probably pays a lot of money, I'd imagine, right? DraftKings, because I think DraftKings, didn't they recently sign Luke Thomas and Brian Campbell's Morning Combat on there, right? I think DraftKings are starting to do like live streaming or live show or just shows, I guess, again to like producing shows. So they probably pay a lot of money for this spot. And look at the lack of effort, lack of enthusiasm. They don't even, most shows will pre-record a little ad thing and then they'll put it into their pods. They'll just insert it in. So they'll do like a really good, enthusiastic, clean, well-produced, rehearsed ad read. And you just include it in all your fucking, videos going forward. But they are so lazy that they only record when they only record the ads when they're recording the pod. They don't want to do it any other time or do it any other time except for that. So you get this like marble mouthed guy who can barely speak English leading the charge, and the other guys sitting next to him bored out of their brains, unable to concentrate, unable just to kind of not distract him for like a couple of minutes while he reads the ads that are basically paying all their salaries. It's like, come on, bros.
Million bonus bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook with the code GOLDEN. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/bball.
Yeah, you can see how uneven that fucking mustache is from there. Look how uneven. Honestly, I'd love to know. I think he's blind in that right eye. That's my theory. I think Brendan Schaub is blind in the eye here, like Charleston White has got, one eye only. That's why he kind of looks all cockeyed. I think that's why Brendan can't trim his beard properly, why this right-hand side is always longer than left-hand side. It has to be the only reason. Because I don't know how else you can't just easily line that shit up. It's fucking bizarre to me. Utterly, utterly bizarre.
For eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
DraftKings, promo code GOLDEN. Good luck getting those. Yeah!
The most base level lack of production, lack of fucking introspection thing you ever seen in your entire life. Fucking hate it. I fucking hate it, man. I fucking hate it. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Let's move on. Let's move on from this one. Let's do this. He said he reads the comments now. Yeah, this is a good one. This should be a good one. He reads the comments now. This is a funny one. So, as you guys know, Brendan for the longest time had this stance where it was it was quite egotistical in that, people had nothing good. People that comment on his stuff weren't really doing anything with their lives. So if you had anything bad to say, he didn't respect you or whatever. He kind of looked down on you. And now I think because obviously, his career has kind of gone to the shitter, he kind of needs to interact and get in the comments because that's what's going to help his engagement and help, keep himself somewhat relevant online. So he's realized that that's a good little trick because, most of you guys will know from social media, if you use it a lot and shit, you'll know that, if you interact with people a lot, if you engage in the comments and you take part, you're active and shit, it actually helps with your engagement and whatever it may be and your reach and shit. So I think he's realized that hack or somebody's told him that's an easy and free way to keep your numbers up. So now he's getting into the comments, and because obviously partly because he fired BGL, but before he used to have this process, or he used to have this methodology or this way of thinking where he never read comments, which he obviously did, but he wanted to act like the big dog, pretend he was like Rogan, because Rogan notoriously says he doesn't read comments. So he always said he never read comments, and if he did read comments, he'd always palm it off to his assistants. Before it was Chin, before that it was fucking, I don't know, Special K or somebody, but whoever was the intern would always be the one in charge of like deleting comments, replying to comments, all this sort of dumb shit, because Brendan was allegedly too busy to be replying to all the comments. So now that he doesn't have BGL anymore because he caduced him, he's now sitting here replying to comments, and obviously, he's now clapping back at people because I think people have been, ragdolling him on the comments saying, oh, I thought you didn't read comments, now here you are replying to shit. So here's Brendan's rationale for why he reads comments or why he replies now, because it's a new year or something. It's so fucking stupid.
gotta
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
You know what
There's
I mean?
nothing you can do. And then forever, I didn't even control my own thing. And now I do.
Forever, I didn't control my own thing. What? Because you gave somebody else the control. You see how this guy lies? He's kind of insinuating that I didn't even control my own thing, as if like he's agents, as if he's like caught in a 360 deal and he couldn't touch his own social media. You didn't want to touch it because you thought you were too much of a big dog, or because you were so thin-skinned you couldn't read anything on your comments that wasn't like praise. You just need people to suck you off. You couldn't have anybody say anything bad, so you didn't read it because you didn't want to read it, and then you gave it off to your assistants to do. To be fair, you know what, guys? I'm actually surprised he doesn't try and palm this job off the chin. I'm generally surprised he doesn't try and palm this comment assisting job thing to Chin. I'm surprised he didn't give this to Chin. I wonder why Chin doesn't have this job. He does everything else. Maybe Chin put his foot down. I'm surprised, or maybe because Chin can't spell, or like he's a bit, redacted as well in the replies. I'm surprised Brendan doesn't give Chin this job. Or Sanaz, actually. Or even Sanaz. Why doesn't Sanaz do it? Maybe she doesn't want to do it. I wonder why he doesn't give it to Sanaz. Or maybe he's got trust issues now ever since BGL threw him under the bus and exposed him. Maybe he's got trust issues, right? Maybe. Who knows?
And I'll reply to someone like if they say something, especially if it's car thing, like, oh, is it a built? It's not even a built motor, and I'll be like, yeah, it is. Actually, has this, and this.
So Brendan only replies to people to correct them. He doesn't even reply. Like, he's so, honestly, what a weirdo. He doesn't even reply to his fans or tell him like, hey, good job, you're really funny. Because if you go through his likes, I don't even think he likes comments of people praising him. Pay some attention to the negative. People praising him, saying, "Oh, good show today. You're really funny. I love this clip." Whatever. He doesn't even heart the comment. So he only replies back to people to kind of tell them off, to kind of set them straight. Actually, it is a built motor. It's like, come on, bro. Give your actual fans some love.
And then of course the trolls be like, "Oh, I thought you don't read comments.
Trolls.
That was post and ghost." I'm like, "Bitch,
Yeah. I thought it was post and ghost exactly." Post and ghost. Oh, it's so stupid.
that was last year."
I know, but the
keep
thing
up.
The thing too is like,
get off my nuts.
Being on his nuts is reminding him what he used to say before. That's funny, isn't it? Being on his nuts is reminding him when he used to have a bit more of a career, when he was way busier, when he had more career prospects. He would say, "I don't read comments, I post and ghost." Now he has nothing going for him. Now he's basically just a podcaster, which he probably hates, and he probably still wants to laugh as a fucking comedian. Even though I think in the long term, being just a podcaster is probably going to do him well, because I think you can't really get cancelled from a podcast. You don't ever need to quit a podcast, really. The money's just too good to turn down. It's basically gonna, I won't say last forever, but it will last until he wants to stop, basically. So it's probably a better bet, or it's probably a surer bet to double, triple, quadruple down on the pods than it is to fucking LARP as a stand-up comedian. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, stand up. But yeah, what a brilliant guy, man. What a brilliant guy. Post and fucking ghost, Post and ghost. This egomaniac. Whoever would have believed that? Whoever would have believed he posts and goes? Whoever would have believed he posts and goes? Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, moving on. That time when Thor Broganson called out Bapper. Oh, this is another good one. Fucking hell. This clip is good too. So this is self-explanatory. This is playing. This is self-explanatory, but I love how Brendan, when he's telling this story, he doesn't realize that Thor was calling him out. He doesn't realize he was getting called out. He still thinks they were having like some sort of jovial ha-ha-he conversation. But Thor was actually calling him out on his lies, but he doesn't realize it. Let's actually play the clip. This is quite funny. This is obviously from a while ago.
I go, but football, it's just different. We don't
Let me lower the bit rate a little bit.
really max out to that extent. But football, it's just different. We don't really max out to that extent, I go, our thing's 225. And he goes, "Oh yeah, you guys do 225 at the Combine Pro Day. We do 225." I go, "You ever done 225?" He goes, "Yeah, what's the most you did?" He goes, I think he said a few months ago he did 40. Or I think maybe 36.
I go, oh, cool. He goes, what's the most you did? I go, last summer I did 40. And
this is such a weird lie because Brendan's actual pro numbers, if I remember correctly, somebody actually posted Brendan's combine numbers, right? And they were pretty good. They were pretty good. Like, again, he's not obviously a professional football. He didn't play in the NFL, I know it. But for a standard regular guy, Brendan is still really strong. Because I think his combine numbers were like 21 or something, right? I don't even think I could do 225 one rep max. Honestly. Maybe 225 deadlift I could probably do. Maybe. On a good day. But there's no chance I can do a 225, even one rep. No way. So the fact that he can do 21 reps of 225 is impressive. Even if it's not full extension, it's still fucking brilliant. But that's Brendan at his peak. Brendan's super young, maybe with some help involved in terms of steroids and shit. But that's Brendan literally, acai bowls, fucking rice and chicken every fucking day. That's Brendan at his physical peak, physically, athletically brilliant. 21 or something. I think it was like 21 or something. So to now lie and say that you did 40 in your adult year age when he's super at this time, this is Brendan, alcoholic Brendan. This is Brendan didn't go to gym as much. This is Brendan eating food truck diary, eating the food on food truck diaries like his actual meal. He didn't treat that show like a show. He actually ate it like his actual meal. And the same Brendan, right? And the same Brendan, right, who blew out his hamstrings running 40 yards against Chappelle Lacey. So clearly somebody that's not in good physical conditioning at the moment somehow is trying to make you believe that he could bench press 225 40 times. That's a crazy lie because most likely he could probably still do anywhere between like 10 and like 22 if you wanted to. Probably even till now. But to say that you did 40 when some of the top NFL football players, even till now, some of them didn't even get 40. Some people who have currently got contracts with some of the big teams didn't get 40, but somehow this guy who never got signed got 40. Come on, bro. Come on.
His face changed. He goes, you beat me. I go, I guess. Dude,
No, you get that. Your answer is, well, you have longer arms.
No, I was like, you're so much heavier. It's not a big deal. But, right? So I'm so much lighter. But the thing is I said it's a conditioning.
Look at Brian's face as well. I fucking, honestly, there's nothing more disgusting than a encouraging cuck. Look at him. Two men talking. He's literally getting a boner. Look, he's literally getting a hard on. Look, his little old man bulge. He's literally getting a boner. All the blood is flowing to his fucking balls as he's hearing the story about two men talking about lifting weights. I'm coming. Ugh, disgusting.
It's a rep thing. I was training for it. And I said, now, at the combine with count all those reps, I wasn't fully extended. And he goes, I was fully extended.
Fucking, how bloated does he look in it? I missed the look at his eyes. I missed the alcoholic Brendan era. Look at those eyes. Look at how fucking sunken in and dark those eyes are. He's hungover right now, isn't it? He's tipsy right now. He's fucking smashed. I missed that era when he was drinking all the Tiger whiskey by himself. He's fucking finishing all the Tiger whiskeys. Look how fucked he looks. Jesus, bro. Rough. Let's continue.
Then I go, yeah, so yours is probably better, but I did 40. No matter what you say, I did 40. He goes, cool, do it now. We'll film it. Me and you go. We'll do it now.
He got competitive.
Yeah, I went, I'm not doing that now.
No. He didn't get competitive. He called you out. You see how Brendan didn't realize he was getting called out. He's retelling the story as if it was some funny competitive thing. No, 4 was calling you out. You told him that you did 40 reps on 225 the other day. So he's telling you, okay, do it now. And Brendan's like, no. The same way he didn't want to do a donut or didn't want to drive that guy's car during the Toontown thing. You're getting called out. Do it now.
Yo, dude, I just got done deadlifting and pulling a truck. I'm not going to do it now. He goes, no, do it now. I go, Thor, I'm not doing it now. And then I have to get stern. I go, Thor.
He had to get a Karen. I'm not doing it now. No. Look at him. What a bitch. Look at Brendan bitching out on the challenge. He didn't want to do it because he can't do it. Because he lied. He got called out on his lie and he didn't want to do it.
Or Games of Thorn, right? Not happening. Games of Thor, it's not happening.
Yo, big up Theodore. Appreciate you, brother. No way. JJ Watt got 34 reps during the combine. Fuck you, liar Brendan. JJ Watt is built like a tank as well, isn't it, if I'm not mistaken, no? JJ Watt. He's built like a fucking brick wall. This guy, right? This guy, look at this guy. Honestly, look at this guy. Guys, look at this guy. This guy's built like a brick shithouse. This guy got 34 reps this guy got, and Brendan is trying to make you believe that he did 40. Come on, bro. Press X to fucking doubt. Press X to fucking doubt. This fucking white gorilla, right? This white specimen of a man got 40 with all the right steroids, with all the right fucking help, with a fucking fully stocked gym in his own house, doing everything barefooted for maximum fucking grip and foot strength, perfect form, strength and conditioning coaches, fitness coaches, diet dialed in, top performance level person. 34 reps according to Theodore. 34 reps. But Brendan somehow got fucking what you call it? Got 40. Let's actually see it. Can someone actually say it? Let's see. Brendan Schaub combine numbers. Somebody must have it. Is that it? Draft Scout. Is this? That can't be it, right? Is this his combine numbers? Draftscout.com. No, we don't have. Is it here? Oh no, we don't have it on here. Damn, someone must have it though. Pro Day Boulder. Is that the one here? Maybe it's this. 2006. Oh, we don't have it. Yeah, big up.
Not in any facet, Bubba.
Exactly, not in any facet. Big up. Honestly, oh, we don't have it. Someone must have it though. Someone must have it. Oh no, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it fucking is. That's the one, isn't it? Here. There it is. There. That's it, right? This one. That's the one there. That's the one there. That's the one. We finally got it. We finally got it, kids. Copy image address. Let me put it on here. We finally got it. We finally got it. So this is allegedly Brendan Shaw's pro day numbers, right? Brendan Schaub. Vertical 30.5 inches. Standing long jump 9.4. 10 yard, 40, 20 yard shuttle, sorry. Bench press 21. What does this mean, by the way? What does Queen Sipkiski mean? Queen Sipkiski preferred to use his vitals and test results, and for combine is very obvious this 6 year. What does that mean? What does Queen Sipkiski mean? But he did 21 basically. What does that mean? Who's Queen Sipkiski? Who's Queen Sip? How do you say his name? Queen what? Queen Sipniewicki or something, right? What's the fuck's that? Who the fuck is Queen Sipniewicki? Oh, this guy. He played football as well. Queen Sipniewicki. Queen what? Queen Sipniewicki is a former American tight end. He was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in the 5th round. 41 years old. Oh, is he from Denver too? No, he's from Ohio. Queen Sipniewicki. Bench press. Let's see what he looks like. I don't have it. Doesn't matter. But yeah, what a fucking what are you guys saying here? Look up Brian. Big up Duran Joseph. Look up Brian Cushing. He's 6'3", 243 pounds, and he got 30. Big up Assad. Appreciate you. Big up Assad. Big up Assad.
DK Metcalf 27 reps sell and whoa.
Lols. Jesus Christ, bro. Look at these absolute gorillas. Look at this guy. This guy, what? He did 30. And Brendan said he's got more than this guy. Look at, and again, I'm not Mr. Jacked. I'm not jacked myself, but I can say with any certain certainty, I've never seen a clip. I've never seen a picture of Brendan ever look in this condition, even when he was super young. I'd never seen Brendan ever look this ripped before, ever look this jacked, ever. So somehow he was able to rep 40, 225, not looking as ripped as he ever was, and also more than these guys. Come on, bro. Let's be real. Who else I look at? DK Matt. Who's that? DK Metcalf. I don't know who that guy is. Who's that? Who's DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf. Bloody hell, bro. Look at this guy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this guy. I'm assuming DK's one on the right, isn't it? Fucking hell, bro. This guy did what? 27 reps. So Brendan did double. Nearly double of this guy, allegedly. I don't know if I've ever seen Brendan with a six-pack even. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's his genetics, but I don't think I've ever seen Brendan with a six-pack. Jesus Christ, bro. Let's see it. Has he got a picture of his bench press? Let's see. DK Metcalf bench press. Oh, there is one. There's a 28. He got 27 reps. But Brendan allegedly did fucking 40. Okay. Whatever you say, sir. This guy did 40 reps. Allegedly. 27, sorry, this guy, DK Metcalf. Let's see here. Copy. Let's see. Copy the link address. Let's see what this looks like. DK Metcalf doing 27 reps. Let's see this.
Good. Lock him out.
Look at that.
Good. Finish the
brilliant form as well. Look at the form. Can we see Brendan Schaub doing bench press? Let's see if I can find that video.
Good.
Here we go. Let's pause this for a minute. I want to see a video clip if I see Brendan doing a bench press. Let's see Brendan. Oops. Brendan Schaub bench press. Let's see if I can find a video of him doing it, because I want to see, because the form on that TK is really good. Do you have any videos of it? Maybe it's this one. Let's see this. Is it this? Oh yeah, this is oh no, it's got deleted. Fuck. Did it get deleted? Did somebody eat this? Oh no, it's there. Cool. Let's compare. Let's compare. Let's take off the music as well, because the music is fucking annoying. But let's compare the quality of bench press. And he's doing it at it's a, what you call it? It's an incline as well. So look at the fucking horrible range of motion. Look at it. Look at this. And again, still strong, don't get me wrong, but nowhere near what DK was doing. I'm sorry, I don't believe he can do 20. I don't believe he could do 41. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. He's still very strong for what he is. Still a very, very strong guy, but there's no way he can do 40. I don't believe it. He's struggling hard even there. Oh look, BGL, he's back. Look at him. Do you think there was a part of BGL that wanted to just like, pretend he's gonna hold up the barbell and just drop it on Drenner's neck? Do you think he was kind of contemplating dropping the weight on his head or something? Just sitting there thinking, you fucking redact. You know what I mean? Let's go back to the DK one. Look at the amazing form. Look at the amazing form.
Good. Lock him out. Good. Finish the rep. Good.
Look at the form. Look at the form. To be fair, maybe the slight thing I'd say, maybe the barbell's coming a bit too low behind the chest. Is that a criticism? Is the barbell coming a bit too low? Maybe it should be a bit higher up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm redacted. By the way, no offense, right? But what's the point of the combine? Oh, big up Marie Montextier, one of my favorite DJs out. Check out her mix. She's fucking awesome. Big up Marie Montextier. Check out her fucking mix. She's fucking amazing. She's really good. This is a good mix as well. But what's the point of a combine, really, to be fair? So what? You can deadlift, you can fucking bench press 41 times. What does that do for your football? You still have to know how to play the position, right? You still have to know how to fucking, you know, what's that, run plays and shit, catch, run. Like, what does that actually do? What does that actually prove if you're really strong anyway? Can you be really strong and really be terrible at football? Is that possible? Again, I don't watch football, so please excuse me. Don't shower me. But what's the point of the combine, really? Is it just like an entertainment thing? What is actually, like, don't you have to be actually good at football a little bit? Help to compare players. The numbers are your value for your position. Oh, really? Slave inspection is fucking hilarious. Slave inspection. Slave. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing, isn't it? To use that as a metric of how good you are. It's like, really though? Really? There are many different tests. Speed, power, strength, eye test. Okay, cool. It all proficiencies that are very applicable. Okay, cool. So I guess if your bench press is really hard, is really high, maybe your ability to, like, you know, push the opposing player back, I guess, hold a line, does that improve? If you can bench a lot, I'm assuming you got pretty good strength that way. Maybe that's part of it. Right? I'd imagine. 40 yard, 225, vertical jump are the big three. Okay, cool. To be fair, I still think Brendan's numbers, this is the thing about the lie. I still think, what about you guys? I still think 21, 225 is fucking impressive. Because again, I can't even do 225 max. Big up Theodore, appreciate you, bro.
NFL combines are for moments like the bubble butt.
Exactly. Big up Theodore, yeah. It's good entertainment though. It's good entertainment. I'm not gonna lie. I actually wouldn't mind if they did that in football. If they did that in football, that'd be pretty good. If there was like a combine for footballers, that'd be pretty cool to see it. But I think 21, big up Theodore, I think 21 reps of 225 is really impressive. I think it's really fucking impressive. The fact that he lies about it is so dumb, because I can't even do 1 rep max of 225 and he did it 21 times. That's fucking impressive, especially considering how unathletic he is, right? He hasn't really been able to succeed in any of the sports that he did, you know, apart from the UFC really, which he kind of stumbled into. But 225 is really good. The fact that he lies about it kind of does a disservice to the 225. But yeah, I'd love to see his 40-yard dash. I'd love to see his 40-yard dash. He must have been so slow. I bet you Cat Williams has a faster 40-yard dash than fucking Brendan. I bet you. Cat Williams has a faster 40-yard dash time than Brendan Schaub. I can almost believe it in my heart that's possible. Cat Williams, I think he did it. What was it? It was like a 4.7, 4.8, 4.9 or something. Like pretty decent to be fair for us, you know, however old he is, 60 or 50-year-old man who fucking smokes and drinks and shit. He did like and he proved it as well. He actually did it legitimately, timed. He's a freak. He's a fucking freak. Big up Cat Williams, absolute legend. But yeah, I don't know. You should be running 4.85, is it? Fucking hell. Exactly, yeah. Big up Ryan Joseph. He didn't add 90 reps from 3 months of training with BGL. Plus, if he did it, he would. Exactly, Ryan Joseph. We know how narcissistic and egomaniacal Brendan Schaub is. If he legitimately did 41 reps or 225, he would have recorded it. For sure. He would have put that up on social media. That's really impressive to be able to do that, like, whilst being like a, you know, a functioning alcoholic back then. Addies and baddies, food truck diaries, food, touring all the time. To do that, like, is pretty impressive with that kind of, you know, lifestyle. The fact that he didn't record it or put it up anywhere, it didn't happen. Same with that fucking Aaron Rodgers thing about Aaron Rodgers. By the way, what happened to that? What happened to the deal about Aaron Rodgers buying Tiger Fig? What happened to the Aaron Rodgers Tiger Fig deal? Exactly. If he would have met Aaron Rodgers, he would have had that on social media. The fact that never happened is fucking incredible. But yeah. Oh, but yeah, what can you do? What can you fucking do? He reads comments that we did a no title read it. Let's do what's the one? This was called Not Me. What's Not Me about? Let's see Not Me. What's Not Me about? Not Me. Bear with me a second as I get this loaded up. It says Not Me. Oops, wrong click. If you like to stream as well, please make sure you're liking it down below. Like the stream down below. Help a nigger out. Like the fucking stream. I do appreciate every single one of you checking out the show. Not Me. This dude is fucking read. Let's see. What's this about? What's Not Me about? Let's see this one. Let's get the settings a bit low so it doesn't buffer. What's Not Me?
Colin Kaepernick sued the NFL.
He's a bad football player.
But he sued the NFL. Colin Kaepernick sued the NFL.
He's a bad football player.
But he sued the NFL because he was being...
You know what, dude? That's a great point.
Being blackballed.
He really brought up a great point.
Bad football player.
It doesn't matter, you know?
It does, though, because he's like, oh, I'm trying to play, and I'm not on the team because I'm black. It's like...
Now what? Now what, dude?
I'll take a knee, dude. I'll take a knee.
I know who would have a shot, would totally play that up so much.
Not me.
Yeah,
no.
you don't really give a fuck.
Because I've been there. So
I know guys who lie about I was gonna go to the NFL.
Yeah, I got hurt, man. No, I literally they were just like, we're all set on white tight ends, dude.
Yeah, you're good.
You know what's really funny about the Colin Kaepernick thing? I think I mentioned it before. Maybe I mentioned it. I think I'm repeating myself. Anyway, I'll repeat myself anyway. I don't even watch football that much, and I know that Colin Kaepernick didn't get cut because he was not that good in his position. He's pretty decent. I think everybody said he'd still be decent enough to be on the squad, right? A reserve, a backup. He got cut because he was just too much of a distraction. Remember, this was like peak Black Lives Matter, peak police brutality being all over the news, like peak white supremacist talk, like all this nonsense was going on in the world, right? And if anything, Colin Kaepernick was like the poster child of that shit. Like, he was really at the forefront of it, for better or worse. And he was just bringing too much unnecessary attraction. The good and bad thing about football is that it is quite apolitical. They don't really like to get involved in societal political stuff. Is pretty much what it is. It's entertainment, it's distraction from everyday life, and they don't want to do anything, especially when it comes to race issues. They don't want to get into that at all, right? Some people would say it's a bit hypocritical because they turn a blind eye to domestic violence or this sort of shit, cool, or they're sometimes a bit strict with it. But for better or worse, the NFL doesn't really play that shit. And the NFL, unlike the NBA, is almost always owner power. I think the NBA has more player power. Personally, again, I don't know if I'm talking my ass here, but please bear with me. I feel like the NBA has more of a player power thing. So I feel like if Colin Kaepernick was playing basketball, he would have never got cut from the team he was in doing all that Black Lives Matter shit or kneeling. I think he would have been okay because there's a lot of player power there, unless you're really egregious, right? I can't think of anybody else who did it who kind of got cut. But anyway, regardless, I think Colin Kaepernick got cut mostly because he was too much of a distraction, because NFL owners just don't want that. They want to be able to have their teams play. And I think, if anything, the moment he got cut, his career was over, because any team that would have signed him, it would have been a whole week, month affair of news covering Colin Kaepernick's first training session, Colin Kaepernick's first appearance with the team, Colin Kaepernick taking the knee again for this new team, look at Colin Kaepernick falling out of his teammate who might have been a Trump supporter. Like it would have never stopped the coverage. So I think all the owners, especially because all the owners are friends, right? They all get along. They're all these kind of white billionaire type of dudes, old. So you most likely they all go to the same golf clubs and all this whatever. They all talk. They're all cool with each other. So most likely they all like, you know what? We don't want to bring any more bad attention to our league. We've already got our own issues to deal with. We're just gonna ice him out. So the fact that Brendan still has this stance that he wasn't a good player, it's a little bit, how would I say? It's giving racism. I'm not gonna lie, it's giving racism. It's giving racism. It's giving like, this is my chance to like adopt these like right-wing conspiracy talking points, like this kind of like facts don't care about your feelings thing, when really we know why he doesn't play. It's not because he's not good enough. He can still, you know, make the squad for some teams out there, especially the fucking Miami Dolphins and shit, right? But the fact that he is acting like Colin Kaepernick didn't get signed because he's just not good at football is fucking ridiculous. Like, there's plenty of players who aren't good, who are just like, you know, experienced backup guys who teams signed for their experience in the dressing room and whatever, the professionalism, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Brendan's a fucking hilarious. Let's play it one more time.
Kaepernick sued the NFL.
He's a bad football player.
But he sued the NFL because he was being...
You know what, dude? That's a great point.
Being blackballed.
He really brought up a great point.
Bad football player.
It doesn't matter, you know?
It does, though, because he's like, oh, I'm trying to play, and I'm not on the team because I'm black. It's like...
Now what?
You'll be up, Ryan Joseph. Kaepernick was a 2 times offensive player of the year in his conference. Schaub never started one game, exactly. Josie says, meanwhile, 2 of the top tight ends in the era of NFL, both white. I don't even know that. That's fucking hilarious. Oh yeah, all white NFL. It's funny that he's using the race. Sorry, I just thought about it now. It's funny that Brendan is using the race argument against Colin Kaepernick by saying, "Oh, he keeps saying he doesn't play because he's black, but it's actually because he's not good." But then when it comes to his career, he says he didn't get picked because he's white. You see, that's how it's funny. Colin says it's because I'm black, allegedly, according to Brendan, which is not true. Brendan, I don't think Colin Kaepernick. No. I think he did actually. I think Colin Kaepernick did say that. I think he did. There was a period of time where Colin was trying to make it seem like he wasn't getting picked because he's black. But come on, bro. He made money from Nike and BIM. Exactly. He didn't need to play anymore. Oh yeah, for sure. Now I don't know how much I buy of that. I think he made some money from Nike and obviously BML, Black Lives Matter. Sorry, but I don't think it was enough to like. I still think he wants to play the game. Like, if you really love football, you still want to play, you still think you have something to offer. I think that's why he's still trying to get back to the league. And it's obviously guaranteed money. I don't think, I don't know. I don't think he made like life-altering money with like Nike and Black Lives Matter. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. But I wouldn't imagine it was like life-altering. I don't need to work any more money, because he was never, like, how much money did he make during his career in the NFL anyway, before he got cut? I don't know. Maybe I'm in the wrong here. Oh, really? He got a Netflix show, KP. I didn't know that. What is Netflix show? I didn't know he had a Netflix show. Was like a documentary about his life. Colin Kaepernick Netflix show. What is this? Really? Oh shit, he didn't. He got a drama. Colin Kaepernick about Colin in black and white. The Afro era as well. Colin needs to be ashamed. When he started wearing the afro, looking like a black civil rights activist or some shit, like he's some fucking, like a member of the Black Panthers, like Colin Kaepernick, come on, bro. Relax. You gotta relax. When you started going around with the fucking afro, like, you gotta relax, bro. You gotta fucking relax. You thought he was fucking, he literally thought he was in the Black Panthers. What's the thing say? An explanation of former Colin Kaepernick's highs. What does it say here? Sorry. Come on. Of his highs and what? Tell me about his highs. His high school years and experiences that led him to become an activist. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, bro. Once you got one. How much is that deal? Netflix deal. Let's see if they got the money. Netflix deal. How much do you think you got paid for this? Money. Okay, I take it back. Maybe he has made a lot of money. Look at this. Look at this blurb here. Colin Kaepernick signed a book deal worth $1 million that added an impressive chunk to his $20 million net worth. How did he make so much money? Is it through Black Lives Matter? Really? Fucking hell. $1 million book deal. Is Colin Kaepernick a billionaire? 20 million is net worth. What is Colin Kaepernick doing for a living now? He's an activist on justice for social justice issues. To be fair though, to be fair, I do respect him a little bit. You know what? You know why I respect him? Because he sacrificed his NFL career to be an actor. I don't think he did it intentionally. I don't think he knew he was going to get cut, but he still paid a big price to take the knee. His basically football career is completely over. He's seen as a bit of a joke, but he sacrificed it all because he was standing up for social, justice issues. I think you have to give him a lot of credit there. He wasn't like a SJW online hashtagging and putting black squares on Instagram profile. He actually walked the walk. You have to give the guy a bit of respect. He actually walked the walk. Like, he legitimately sacrificed his actual career, a potential of being in the Hall of Fame, all this sort of stuff, right? Being a fucking NFL, like, I'm assuming most likely as well, this is probably a bad thing to say, but I'd imagine his career, even as a pundit, has been impacted because of that Black Lives Matter shit. Taking a knee. That's why he probably is not even on ESPN. He probably has a lot of knowledge to impart, probably would be a good pundit, a good commentator. He doesn't even get those gigs. So he gave up a lot. Unintentionally. I'm sure he didn't know he was doing it, but you have to kind of give the guy some ratings. How much is he getting paid? Colin Kaepernick filed a grievance against the NFL in 2017, saying that the team owners were colluding to keep him out of the league, which was true. He settled in 2019 for a confidential amount. According to sources, it was less than 10 million, with some of it going towards lawyer fees. 10 million lawyer fee. 10. Let's say you got 10. Lawyer fees are what? 2 mil. Leaves you with 8. Then you get a book deal in 2001, and maybe you guys are right. Maybe he has made quite a bit of money. I don't think it's enough to like live off forever. Maybe he's made a lot of money though. If he's getting $1 million book deals, what would his Netflix deal be? Same amount? 100,000? 500 grand? And he probably gets a lot of appearances now as well, right? He probably gets a lot of the appearances money too, touring around the country, doing, maybe talking to high school kids and shit. I don't know. But either way, what can he do? How much did he get paid for his Netflix series? Netflix paid him a little less than 10. Wow, he got 10 mil from Netflix. Okay, I take it back. He's made a lot of money outside of the NFL, innit? Maybe even more than he actually made when he was in the NFL. 10 mil settled for that grievance thing. Another 10 mil for the Netflix thing. 1 mil for the book deal. The Nike thing. I wonder how much he got paid for Nike. What was the Nike deal? Multi-year contract with Nike. Jesus. So he gets paid yearly from Nike. Nike nearly dropped Colin Kaepernick before embracing him. Really? They nearly dropped him? Jesus. Wow. He got 2. Okay, I take it back. You guys in the stream chat are fucking smart. I take it back. You guys in the stream chat know way more than me. He got a 10-year extension on his Nike deal in 2020. Okay, I take it back. He's made a lot. He's doing good. He's doing good. That's probably why he's not crying anymore about the NFL. That's probably why he's not crying anymore about the NFL. He's made a lot of money. Holy shit. Big up Colin Kaepernick. Fucking hell. 10-year extension. Wow. Okay, cool. I'll take it back. Big up the stream chat. You guys know way more than me, man. That was fucking very informative. I did not know he made that much money. Wow. 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 Let's move on. What are we gonna hear? What are we doing here? Not me. What are you guys saying here? AZ, did you ever find out how much Brendan was paid? Sorry, for You Be Surprised or his Below the Belt digital series? Nah, no idea. It was good money though. That was Showtime. So the Showtime deal, was a bad thing to lose because it was like obviously he was getting paid like like a salary, and I think that money was what paid for a lot of things like around T-Fat-K offices and shit. And it's no surprise that the moment Showtime left, all of a sudden all the friends that he had that he was going on tour with, paying people to go on tour with him, openers and shit, that also died down. So him losing Showtime was a big blow financially. That probably might explain why they sold all the cars, why it looks like Brendan doesn't wear his fancy trainers anymore. Allegedly they downsized their house, by the way. They kept that very quiet, but allegedly they were in another house and this house is a bit smaller. I don't know if that's true. That's what I've kind of seen on the subreddit. So that Showtime deal was a big thing, but it could be anything. Maybe it was like 10 grand a month from Showtime, maybe more, actually more than that, probably more. It was probably way more than that, but it was a good salary that he lost on there. That was a really dumb one, to be fair, but hey, what can you do? Let's do this one. Papa talks about a crazed man who was caught eating a human leg. What? What's this about? Let's get this on the screen.
Yeah, they caught him.
Oh, a crazed man who ate someone's leg. What the fuck are they talking about here?
Yeah, they caught him.
You know what? He's fallen a little bit of hard times. He had a rough one the other day. What happened? They caught him eating a human leg.
Yeah, but it was what happened was this train hit his friend, and then his
he
friend,
didn't kill. Here's the good news: he didn't kill anybody.
The train
he saw
killed
the
guy,
leg fall off.
His friend.
What is he saw? How do you say saw? Saw. Just say saw. He saw. Saw. What the fuck?
He didn't kill anybody.
The train
he saw
killed
the
guy,
leg fall off.
His friend, they were hanging out on the tracks, which he hangs out on the tracks a
To
lot.
be fair, he's coming off a 72-hour water fast.
He was coming off a 72-hour water fast, and he's on the carnivore diet. So that was it. And he knew his friend, so it's not the same.
And he didn't want to go to waste.
Yeah. So he wasn't wolfing it down. He was taking ginger bites. He was gingerly nibbling.
And last time I talked to him, he said he didn't enjoy it.
Right. And he said, I just want to see what human flesh tastes like. And then he told me it tastes just like pork. So that's the story, guys.
Bro, how about that's only a misdemeanor?
Yes, it's mishandling of a human corpse. So there you go. Misdemeanor of eating a body. Now, you're not going to have it's going to be hard getting a job. Tell me about yourself. Let's do a background check on that guy.
Well,
He's the guy they
I think
found
that's
on the
the
side
least
of the road.
of his worries.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing to end on.
Knowing me, I'd hire him at Thick Boy.
Yeah.
It's all right, man.
Seems like a nice
guys.
Oh, is that little BGL diss at the end? Look at the smile. Is that little BGL diss? Is that little BGL diss at the end? I'd hire him at Thick Boy. The company, honestly, why does he call it Thick? Just say T-Fat-K. Thick Boy's not a real company, bro. It doesn't exist. It's just, what is it the parent company of? What is it the holding company? Like, come on, just say T-Fat-K. Like, but it's funny, like, Brendan hates BGL just as much as BGL hates Brendan. The beef that you know what I would watch? Fuck Brendan waiting to fight Logan Paul. I would definitely pay $25, $50 pay-per-view to watch BGL and Brendan fight celebrity boxing. I'd pay for that. Fuck Brendan saying he wants to fight Logan or Jake. It's not gonna happen. He's not famous enough. No one gives a fuck. But BGL v Brendan, I'd watch that. I'd fucking watch BGL and Brendan in the cage, or in the boxing ring actually, because Brendan's boxing, striking is a bit shit as well. So I'd really like to watch them, do that. It would be fucking hilarious. Seeing BGL gas out after a round, right? No cardio. Seeing Brendan doing that, because he does. Remember when Brendan used to fight in the UFC? He had that really. He always had it was almost like a '60s way of fighting, isn't it? Like, I'd love it, man. I'd fucking pay. I'd pay $100 pay-per-view. I don't give a fuck. I'd pay that. I'd stream that. I'd have drinks and shit. I'd watch that happily, man. I'd love to watch that. I'd love to watch Brendan and BGL fight. I'd fucking love it in the boxing ring. I think it would be a shit show. BGL would definitely gas out super hot. BGL would have too much anger, and he would just carrying too much muscle, so he would gas out really quickly. I think so, and I think Brendan would be a little bit apprehensive, right? But he'll probably win anyway because Brendan's obviously the trained fighter, obviously UFC fucking professional. So he'll definitely probably win, but it would just be funny to watch like them in the ring, the face off. BJ exposing all the addies and baddies thing, talking about how much often he cheats on his wife. Like, it'll be fucking brilliant. It'll be brilliant. I'd watch it. I swear to God, it'll be so good. I got a feeling BJ might bite Brendan. He might start losing, get into the clinch, right? And start biting him. I think BJ will definitely bite Brendan. I think he will definitely bite him. I'd fucking watch it. I swear to God. But yeah, Brendan here with a little jab, little jab, little jab, little jab, little jab. Big up the stream chat. What you guys saying? Ryan Harty, big up Ryan Harty. Appreciate it, brother. What are you saying here? Does Callan work with Stephen Crowder anymore? Do you know Easy? Definitely not. I don't think so. I've not seen him there in a while. Hasn't announced anything. You know, these guys are just, when something's not working out, they just don't mention it anymore. But yeah, I haven't seen him mention it in a while. He hasn't been on there in a while, so probably not. I'd imagine since all that stuff went down with his wife, Brian already got enough, you know, shit on his plate. He probably didn't need to be associated with Crowder anymore, so he kind of ran away. Or maybe not even that. I think Crowder didn't really rate Brian's lack of work ethic. He never prepared for the show. He never went over, because I think they have notes and stuff. He gives the person who's doing the show with him like notes they have to read over. And Brian was never prepared. He always came ill prepared. And yeah. It didn't work out. I don't think Crowder liked him personally. So I'm not too sure who quit, but I've got a feeling Crowder probably told him, hey, don't worry, I'll call you. Don't call me, I'll call you. That's what I think happened. But, you know, I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong. You never fucking know. You never fucking know. Let's continue on. Let's do one more before I have to duck out. 3 hours now. Let's see this one. Brendan projects his speech insecurities on Ring. See, these are always good ones. Let's see this one. Let's see this one. Brendan projecting his speech insecurities onto Brian Callen. Let's see this one. This should be good. This should be a good one as well. Let's see this. Come on, there you go.
Today, Junior, want to spice things up?
Right into the bedroom.
Joey Moy,
and it's science backed.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's Joey Moy,
and it's science backed.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's natural. It's backed by science.
What is it? Joey Moy, what? Use Joe mode. What did he say?
Joey Moy,
and it's science backed.
Joey Moy, Joe. Is he saying Joey Diaz? It says, it doesn't say use Joe mode. That's what it says there. Use Joe mode. Pretty easy. Joe mode. Oh, sorry, Joy mode. Use Joy mode. It's pretty easy to say. Use Joy mode. What does he say here? Joy.
It's science backed.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's Joey Moy,
and it's science backed.
Dude, that's what I was gonna say. It's natural. It's backed by science. They're sexual performance boosters, like a pre-workout, like Brian said, but for the bedroom.
There it is.
It's fantastic. If you want to try it out, all right, blood vessel, tissue health, all that stuff, healthy blood pressure, get that firm wiener going.
It helps your general erectile function.
Got that. Today, Junior, want to spice things up in the bedroom and boost your sexual performance? And
that's definitely a dickish thing to do, isn't it? You already can't speak properly, right? And here you are, like, poking fun at somebody else stuttering. You can't even speak properly. Literally can't even speak the English language. And he is mocking somebody else, like, ugh, horrible guy, isn't it?
Do it naturally without the nasty prescription drugs. We got a special offer for your wiener. Go to usejoymode.com/fighter. Enter the code fighter at checkout for. Got that. Today, Junior.
Another movie reference, another jacked one. But yeah, big up Brendan Schaub. Piece of absolute garbage sometimes, isn't he? Piece of absolute garbage. Anyways, my friends, that has been it. Another random show for the books. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Never a fucking chore. Thank you for fucking joining me. I enjoy it all the time when you guys join me. So, thank you. If it's your first time checking out the show, make sure you smash the like button down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'll be back in a couple of hours actually doing the Taz show later. So if you're around, check me out doing Taz in a few hours. So check out that regard. But thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Never a chore. Thank you for hanging out. Press the like button down below. Give me some love. You know, that's all. Give me some love down below, man. Smash the like button, please, if you don't mind. Smash the like button down below if you don't mind. And I'm gonna do another show, a Taz, the Agostino Zinga show is coming up in a few hours. So if you're around, check me out on there. Taz coming up very, very soon. But for now, my friends, thank you for hanging. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. And I'll see you guys again very soon. Peace.